everybody. Welcome to PLG Projects. Been a little while, but I'm happy to say we're back for another filled, exciting episode of our talking shit, basically, and just chilling out. Basically, is what we do. And maybe you've seen us doing PLD Projects doing our Mando reviews recently. That's been our main project recently. Now Mando's done. We're going to be doing some more Star Wars talk. I think we're going to continue with Jarvie, myself, Matty Gunner, and Dor. We're just trying to figure out how we want to angle that, but I assume we're going to bring that back in a couple of weeks to tide us over until we get more of the other series coming out, etc., etc. But that's not that show. This is, wow, I'm throwing my pen. Generally speaking, where a lot of the Action Army generals and friends of the Action Army, we get together and we sometimes have done tier lists. We sometimes have done just shooting the shit. Tonight, we're going to try a little bit something different. I didn't want to do tier lists tonight because I feel we've done a lot of them recently, and they didn't have one that really kind of sparked my attention. I want to go, this is what I want to do. So we're going to just talk about some movies that came out yesterday, or this weekend, rather.
Oh, boy.
And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then after that, I mean, actually, the funny thing is I can't even talk about one of them. I've only seen one of the two. So I'm going to let you guys talk about that. But then we're going to play some games, I think. I'll play some fun-filled games that we do. You're actually going to get a look into the general hangout sometimes that we do late night, overnight sometimes, and we're really drunk and just playing games. We're going to do one of those just live in person. Because you know what? Why not, right? You know me very well. I think you should anyway, because if you're here at this channel, it's my channel. So you should know who I am. Otherwise, I got streamlabs.com/PLD projects. If you want to donate and make anything, send anything my way, get questions, answers, whatever you want to do. You want to call me names, you can do that. I'm all good with that. If you
blame them.
Blame me. You know what? Blame me. You can say hi to me. That seems to be a current thing. We're all going to say hi to me. That's good. But let's talk about who we got on screen. Next to me, we got the one and only quiz show himself, Jeff Altman. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me on here at not 5 a.m. when I'm very drunk.
Well, I like you when you're very drunk. I mean, not that I don't like you when you're not, but, either way is good for me.
More tolerable when he's drunk.
Really?
Nick, you can say that for free. Yes, I know. I know that.
Is this a new StreamYard thing, or?
Yeah, comments. Yeah, the bubble. It's the bubble theme you can use.
Brandy.
You would do it. I like that. Hi, Brandy.
Hi, Brandy. Hi, Brandy.
I love
Brandy is literally the best person on the internet. I'm just gonna put that out there.
No,
not at all. No.
I will be later this week. Okay, I promise. I will.
Next to quiz show there is the one and only Mount Schmodown guy himself, Brandon Buck. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty well. Just hope I just want this year to be over. 4 more days. Now I know as soon as the calendar turns to 2021, it's not a automatic flip of the switch. It's going to be better, but I'm just being more hopeful that here in 3 to 4 months we can somewhat go back to normal. Like I can go out in public, and drink if I want, and not feel so guilty.
Well, I'll cross our fingers and hopefully we can all start doing that. We all have a lot of things we want to do.
Yes, because I need to steal money from Jake. For those drinks.
That's Jake. That's Jake Forrest right there. And below me here we got Andres Gallego, the Gallegos of Christmas Past. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing quite well. How about you, sir?
Doing pretty good. Thanks
for having me aboard.
No problem. I know. You had a definitive opinion about one of these movies because you were tweeting me all night while you were watching it. Before I got a chance to watch it, I was like, okay. This is where we're going. Okay, so I'll be interested to have you go off on that, and we'll see.
He's talking about Soul, right? Like he's talking about Soul, right?
Never know.
Awesome. Never know. They were talking about the other great movie.
I'm talking about
there was no other great movie, Martis.
Well, we'll get
Looked pretty good.
Get there. Next to Andres, Jonathan Caro. What's going on, Bloodsport? How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm pretty happy today. Fantasy football, I just won the championship in fantasy football thanks to Aaron Jones.
You got the Shiva?
No, but I think to Aaron Jones and Jalen Hurts.
Hey,
I still haven't finished that series.
Yeah, and I'm gearing up for the 2021. Like Buck says, this is going to be a good week. I hope, New Year's, end of 2020, and also my birthday soon. So
Wednesday, right?
Happy early birthday.
yeah,
Wait,
Wednesday.
you were born the day before New Year's Eve.
Speaking of the Shiva, I did win the Shiva in the Schmodown Fantasy Football League that Buck and I are in. Beat Billy Belford in an Action Army Civil War.
Auto draft, right? Or was
I drafted. I had Dak Prescott as my quarterback.
Ooh.
He went down. I had Carson Wentz as my next quarterback. That didn't go so well. And then the most 2020 thing ever, as a Bear fan, I legitimately picked up this week Mitch Trubisky to be my starting quarterback for the championship game. And in the most 2020 thing ever, he won me the Shiva. No matter how much I bitched about him all year long.
Out of all people, Trubisky.
But that's it. I won it. That's all that matters. I can send him off to the waiver wire. We can begin again. All right, next to Jonathan. Jack, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm great. It's past my bedtime, but I don't care.
Nice. Okay. that is actually funny. You won the Sacco. I figured it was Chance Ellis from the Sacco, Brad? I don't know.
Checking right now. So Paul got first. Third place went to. This is why I hate Yahoo. Give me a second.
Yes, Nikki, you are right. I am the Pixar champ. I'm currently
I'm
Joseph
1-0 in regulation.
Right?
I'm 1-0 in regulation and 1-0 in exhibition matches where I Partis, what was the final score of that one? Do you remember?
A lot to a little.
Paul. It was Jerry.
Yeah, Pixar King.
Jerry?
It was Jerry.
I didn't realize that. I really got to bust his balls now. I was hoping it was Chance because I like busting Chance Ellison's balls, but that's okay. All right, but no, Jack, we got Party J, my friend. How are you doing today?
Doing good. The original call sign.
The original call sign.
So you could fake me all for all your call signs.
It's true. It's true. And Andrew got a fever dream. That's what happened.
I can't believe you had a fever dream about me.
That's canon.
Hey,
That's canon.
hey, Partis. I mean, like, look, we're not as fortunate as you, where Drew can wake up in the morning and you're the one he thinks about when he takes a piss.
Yeah.
Either way. Well, all right. You know what? Let's go ahead and move on. I think we're going to start talking about these movies that happened. I know, Party, you have a very strong opinion the other direction in the one that Andres is going to be shitting on. But let's see ya.
Why do I feel this was a bait for you to get me in on this one?
In fact, wait, I just want to do this. Yeah, there you go.
Andres, we're all pretty much in the same boat as you.
Hey.
So
I had to do that because I have to have them next to each other at this point. But anyway, you know what? Let's save that to the main event. I did not see Soul, so I can't really say much about it. But I'm happy to let you guys tell me all about it because I don't think I can maybe spoil it by it myself. If anybody's going to spoil anything, I'll throw up a banner. I don't know. I don't know if you can spoil stuff in Soul. I don't really care about it.
So, all right, so Soul.
So whoever wants to talk about Soul, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, let's talk Soul. Yeah,
go ahead.
But honestly, like the one thing with Soul is that even if we was to spoil the movie to you right now, it would still kind of be like we're talking nonsensical gibberish because it's kind of hard to really spoil that movie without going into like an entire paragraph.
Yeah,
the genius of what Pixar did with this film, where it's a lot of show, not tell. But if you start telling, it becomes a really, really, really long response.
Yeah.
But it's so simple in its complexity that it's kind of so. Yeah, I really enjoyed Soul. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Soul is a gorgeous film. It is definitely difficult to really get into the nitty gritty of it, considering so much of it is based on the metaphysical visuals, and it definitely shows Pixar experimenting with what they can do visually. The themes are just as Pixar normally is, like they're mature themes that can. I think this film is definitely on the more mature side. Considering, but I think that so much of this film is so good, and it's so hard to really nitpick like things that are wrong with it that it feels like the more I think about it, when trying to find things that are wrong with it, it feels like I'm just trying to figure out something negative to say because I don't have anything negative to say.
I will throw it out there real quick because I haven't seen it, but like my favorite Pixar movie, I think I'm gonna do a rewatch after I finish my shorts done. I'm gonna do the rest of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and I'll come back and I'll do Pixar. But I know it's different. I always do some weird things for a lot. I go different. I need to.
I want to hear your last. I want to hear your last stand take when you see that.
I'll get them. I just watched Junior and was not a fan of Junior.
You got about 20 years before you get to Last Stand.
Yeah, but then he skips a lot of that years though too. That's the thing. He skips a lot of
because
those.
He was a governor. He was a governor.
Governor. But
California.
I do. My favorite Pixar film that I can think of at this point, again, until I rewatch, I can't say for sure, was always Inside Out. It's because I have a daughter, so that really hit home for me. I think that's why. But I've heard a lot of comparisons to Inside Out. I know it's the same director.
Yes.
It has similar conceptual type things.
It's much closer to Inside Out. It's like it's taking basic ideas that you can compare to Inside Out in like certain ways that things are presented, and mixing it with a big old dose of like Ratatouille as well. I think, and
that was the comparison
also,
that I made earlier tonight in the action chat. Was that it feels it has a sort of independent vibe that Ratatouille does. Like it feels like it has a very much independent film vibe, but then has the existentialism and that sort of almost metaphor of Inside Out. I will say that I prefer Inside Out just slightly for me, but I also think that has to do with my age, and I think that it has to do with the way that I am interpreting these movies at a point of where I am in my life. I feel like Soul is something that adults would get much more appreciation out of. People who have lived longer, who have had these like bigger career ambitions, have maybe had more things fall through in their lives, or like had these great successes. Me myself, I'm 19. I am starting college next year, so I haven't really had a lot of chance to experience life, but I still found a lot of Soul's themes to be resonant. Just for me personally, the relationship that I felt towards the emotions and Inside Out, where I was at the time when I saw that film, it connected to me more personally.
So Soul for me, it's clearly for me, it's one of the best movies of the year. I thought it was a beautiful, thought-provoking, deep movie about how
Partis, can you mute yourself again? It might be you, since you don't have headphones on, so it could be your computer speaker.
Yes.
All right, Jonathan, keep talking.
All right, you got it? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically how like someone's purpose makes a difference in their own life. Like if you get to that one big if you chase that one dream, that one big prospect in your life, is that it, or is there more that you can chase in your life? Basically, it's much better. Thank you, Artis. Yeah, it was pretty echoey there. The screenplay, I thought it was top notch. I had one little quibble about the ending that was abrupt, but that's basically my only criticism. However, it was great to see another original Pixar film where it's very existential, thought-provoking, and someone made a comment that they compared this movie to The Tree of Life, and there is a Tree of Life moment that is quite emotional. It felt like I was watching an animated Terrence Malick movie. It was like, interesting. And that was the third thing. Yeah, it almost got me. The animation again was gorgeous. Great performances, voice performances by Fox and Tina Fey, and the best score of the year.
The score is. Oof.
It's just I've listened to the soundtrack twice, and it definitely calms you down. It's serene. They deserve a nomination. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, they deserve the nomination. They should get the win.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. With the score, I felt like I heard that Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor were both writing the score for it about a year ago or so, and I remember watching the movie like a couple of days ago and completely forgetting about it. And then the minute that their names popped up, I was like, "Wow, that's another score that essentially just took the jazz element from Reznor. I mean, with the first one being Mank, which I know has been very divisive as well too. But Mank and even Soul, they in no way, shape, or form reflect anything that Reznor and Atticus Ross has done before, and they're radically different from anything. So it's and also on top of that, the other thing too is that sometimes whenever composers try to tackle a genre of music, yes, thanks, Dave. But whenever composers try to adapt or try to take another genre of music, you can sort of feel that they're kind of a little, for lack of a better word, still feeling it. Whereas Reznor and Ross, they just took the jazz element and it was so seamless. It's beautiful. It's such a great score.
And the other thing I will say, sorry, Jonathan, if I can just
I'll say to finish. Okay, go ahead, Jack, and I'll finish mine.
I was going to say that, yes, credit to Pete Docter because he has made 4 movies for Pixar and they've all been home runs. But I also think that for this movie in particular, just as much credit needs to be given to Ken Powers, who's the co-director for this film. Like, I really, really felt his presence throughout a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the conversation. Like, he really needs to get just as much, if not more, credit than Docter for being able to tell this story about an African American who's like that's not really something we've seen in Pixar movies previously. Yeah. Like, we've got like a little bit of the representation in Mexican culture in Coco, but we haven't really seen this kind of representation in a mainstream film that is been like that. Sorry, Jonathan, go ahead.
Yeah, I will say, that was actually my next comment. Like, it was really great to see that, Black culture, especially in one scene. The one of my favorite scenes in the barbershop.
Yes.
Where the spoilers are right there below us. Where 22 is taking over. I believe his name is
Joe Gardner.
Joe Gardner. 22 is taking over Joe Gardner's body, and 22 is talking about the like philosophical things, and all of the people in the barbershop were just so engaged with the conversation, and also what was so great about the ending of that scene was that the barber said that it was great to hear something else than jazz, and it was kind of interesting that it was really 22 talking about that instead of Joe, and it made me laugh, but it also made me smile that they talked about that, but also the barber was talking about that his journey of life. Like, he was supposed to be a what was he supposed to be?
Veterinarian.
A veterinarian. But he was just happy to just be the barber. He was just happy to just be the barber, and just hang out and do his thing in the barber shop, and that's fantastic. And also, I got to credit Angela Bassett. She has a small supporting role, but she's great as the jazz musician. Dorothea Williams, I believe that's her name.
Yeah, Dorothea Williams.
Yeah, and she has a quote. And she has a quote.
Oh, sorry, you go. Sorry.
And she has a quote that stuck to me, like that you're paying attention to the water, but you have to pay attention to the ocean or something like that. And I thought about it and I was like, it's a great quote there. So
yeah, because that at least sums up everything about the movie right there, where it's all about narrow perspective. Like, to yourself, you might feel like you've wasted your entire life, but to another person who is looking from the outside in, they're looking at you from a completely different perspective. Like, they're looking at you from like, you know what? You're a jazz musician. You're doing your dream. You're playing at this club. Whereas he himself looks at it as like, oh man, I'm a failure. I haven't done anything. I haven't really. I'm only a teacher in middle school, and it's because of the fact that he was a teacher and that he inspired somebody else to go through with their dream of music. That's what led him to that big opportunity later on. I mean, that's not a spoiler either. That's like in the first 10 minutes of the movie or 5 minutes. but it's one of those things where, again, that one quote best sums up the entire movie, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just remembered the one issue that I can complain about when it comes to like you really want to try to find something to nitpick. They got Daveed Diggs for like 3 lines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, come on, man! You got Daveed Diggs
Well, they had him do the
in
song
this
at the end
tiny
as
little
well.
role. I know, but like, come on, he's Daveed Diggs. That's a personal preference. Like, you got Daveed Diggs. Use Daveed Diggs. Give him another role or something instead, man. It's Daveed Diggs. He's great, and that has nothing to do with the quality of the film. That's just I love Daveed Diggs.
I also think that the humor in this movie was better than it's been since like maybe like Wall-E, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it has a good balance of
It's much more mature. It's not as kiddie at all.
But here's the thing: is that some of the jokes, like, they're still funny to kids. They'll fly over them, but if you're an adult, you get a lot more. You get a lot more out of them. Like I remember Christian Harloff had posted up a tweet basically saying that he feels that it's just fine for kids to watch. And yes,
that was a joke. So funny.
That is the funniest.
I don't pay attention to sports. I don't pay attention to sports, but even I know how funny that Knicks joke is.
The one for me was the Jackson joke with Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
that running gag of the various mentors that she's just driving crazy is so funny. Driving Carl Jung insane. It's like even my subconscious hates you.
Mother Teresa.
What about Marie Antoinette, where she's talking to a head floating and she's eating cake? It's like, oh my God.
So there was a screenshot that actually someone pulled where one of her mentors was Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Jack Kirby,
where she lives, and she has all those "Hello, my name is" on her walls, and there are all these different names, and it had like Mother Teresa, and it had all the different people, and one of them said Jack Kirby.
And another one that I noticed was Joe Ranft as well, who is the co-director of Cars, who passed away earlier, in like 2005.
All right.
Just the attention to detail, just like if you would like pause that and like literally zoom in. Now, farther you zoom in, the less you can see because it gets pixelated. Yeah. But the fact that they were able to pull up Jack Kirby, I kind of want to go back to that scene, pause it, and see what other ones you can really spot in that scene.
Yeah, Patrick's right because I have the chat open next there. Yeah, also Johnny Cash for some reason was one of the mentors. Like, why would Johnny Cash be a mentor to anyone?
like knowing Johnny Cash, especially what he was like and towards the end of his life, where he's just ready to just call it a day. Like, I just figured that meeting probably lasted all of what, like 10 minutes, and he's like, "You're right. There's nothing to live for. I'm going to the great beyond. Bye."
Yeah, exactly. So, Party, what do you think?
You're on mute, Pardis.
You're on mute. He's not on mute. Well, PLD is on mute, but he's.
I'm not. Yeah, I muted because I muted myself, so I was typing something. Yeah, Party, try to talk again.
I'll say this though. The Knicks joke definitely was the highlight for me in terms of laughter.
Didn't they name one other New York sports team though? It was the Knicks and something else, wasn't it?
I need to rewatch that scene again, but also I want to talk about that epiphany scene where Joe's just playing piano. Yes, now we can hear you. So, before the epiphany scene where he's playing piano and just flashing back to life to people who he inspired in his flashbacks. There's a shot that is as detailed and rich as ever. New York at night. I was just transfixed that shot. Like, wow, how did they do that? Just
someone reference how the film captured
New York
in the fall perfectly, and I'm watching it and I'm like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that you've seen cities and stuff and like Ratatouille or whatever, but I don't think that there's ever been a Pixar film that's so completely captured a city the way that Soul has captured New York. I believe.
I think that Coco.
Coco.
Onward as
A
well.
little bit, but I don't think like that's the only one that I can think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, but Coco
level.
also Coco was like somewhat of like more of like it wasn't a full city, and then a lot of it went, in
It's basically the
in the
Pueblo
realm of
and
the
the
dead.
graveyard. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm talking about like you think of a city, you think of like that is it's an animated film, and that is New York that they're going through. It's like a character in the film.
yeah, they got most of the geography on point. For sure.
Yeah, they really did.
All right, Party.
No, absolutely. But I will say that the thing is with Coco is that it was a stylized version of what a Pueblo would be, whereas with New York, it felt like you literally just stepped into New York. Like it felt like they were like. It felt like they weren't trying to go a stylized route. They were trying to go for realism with sort of that Pixar feel. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is also the first Pixar film that is using a brand new lighting engine. Because if you look at the lighting in this film, in terms of like the reflections and in terms of just how much stuff is in motion, how many shadows are in the background, stuff like that, like it's stunning. It's stunning when you rewatch this film again.
Just the textures in the barbershop scene, the textures of the various hairstyles, and watching how his hair is cut and everything. First of all, the way that it positively reflects, like it shows that they know what it is to cut a black person's hair, because it's so much different than to cut like just a white person's hair. But also like the perfection, I would say, behind the work that they did to capture the textures of the hair.
Someone agrees with that.
That was my dog.
I agree or disagree. I don't know which one, but
I was just so, and obviously it's like, that's you can go on and on and on and on. Yes, the movie is so beautiful, but it's more so as technology continues to get better, I think it's good to stop and appreciate just how great these improvements are as they occur. Like I remember when the first trailers came out for Incredibles 2, and everyone went like ape shit on Twitter because you could see Bob's fibers in his shirt or whatever. And I'm just like thinking that, but for the hair in the barbershop.
And it is also kind of amazing that like when you go back and you watch the first Toy Story and you see in 25 years, we've gone from like that, where it's like we have to work with very simple sort of plastic looking things because that's where the technology allows us to go from like, no, you can see everything with Soul, and it's amazing.
Well, even looking at something from like the difference between Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 4, just in terms of the textures that they're using, and also in terms of what the environments that they allowed themselves to even use for the characters. I mean, like, by comparison, I love Toy Story 1, but by comparison, Toy Story 1 looks pretty flat in comparison to a lot of Pixar movies, and especially with from Finding Nemo to Finding Dory. I mean, even particle effects underwater are vastly different in those 15 years. Like it's they always take a huge leap forward, but it's never something that you just go, oh, that was lacking in the last film. It's something that is subconsciously there. It's something that you just go, you know what, that involves me in the universe a little more. So,
although Jeff's thing about The Incredibles, I actually think works to Incredibles 2's disadvantage rather than its advantage, but that's another conversation.
So, Party,
I was just talking about the technology. I wasn't talking about the positive or negative about the film.
So, Party, what did you think?
Y'all pretty much explained it really well. Good detail.
On the plus side, your mic works.
That's true. I was not on mute, so I don't know why. It's like
I think it's because you were in StreamYards and you connected headphones in the middle of StreamYards. That could have been a little funky.
Yeah,
that sometimes happens. Real quick on the thread, we do have a stream lab from Brandy. Brandy just says,
Brandy
says, "Hi, Paul.
Yes.
Love you,
It's
Brandy.
happening.
It's happening.
Making it happen.
It's
making
happening.
its way
We're making
around.
it happen.
All right, I think we've got far up. All right, Party, you want to say anything more about Soul?
I
Wrap it
wanna
up.
say, the difference between the animation from the first Incredibles to the second Incredibles is major different because for Tony Rydender's character, he looks totally different than in the first one.
Well, wasn't it like over
Well,
10 years between the two?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. But my thing with Incredibles versus Incredibles 2, I'll touch on this really briefly, but I think that the older animation style of Incredibles works better because it makes it look more like a 60s cartoon. It looks almost too clean.
Yeah.
For me, for Incredibles 2, and again, it still looks amazing from a technological standpoint.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like the style of the Incredibles more.
I wasn't I actually kind of agree with you with that, but I wasn't necessarily touching upon how well it's utilized for the film. I was just talking about just the quality of the animation itself and what they could do.
Mhm.
That's all I meant. That's all I was saying from it.
All right.
Because we were only talking positive things. Now we're going to transition to a negative thing, right, Paul?
Well, I don't know.
Jack.
I do have we do have another super chat in there from Justin the Juice. I love you, Justin. You know that. Donated $4.20 to say, "Hi, Paul. Hi, Brandy."
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right, well, let's move on to the other big movie that came out this weekend, Wonder Woman 1984. Definitely was a much more divisive film in the film Twitterverse, as it is.
Oh, film Twitter's the worst.
So much to the point of like, actually, I do think it's a little.
So the thing with
overbearing.
film Twitter is for me, I don't follow a lot of these outrageous bashing people, so I'm not really seeing it. Like everyone that I follow is in this space. Everyone's been pretty, how do I phrase this? Not toxic. Like they're all pretty nice about it, saying, "Oh, I don't like it, and here are the reasons." And I'm not seeing people attack them for it.
That's
more
The only
when
time I see this toxic stuff is when I go to someone big like a Kalinowski, an Ellis, just go to the comments on there. That's when I see it.
It's more
I think it's
because what you've seen so far compared to film Twitter, which is like a you know that community GIF, you know, where you stop by and with pizza and then basically that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
I like that, Nikki.
I just want to
doesn't
pull
ever
this up here. I want to see if Jack discovered this joke, and I want to I want to read. Yeah, I want to read this off.
Review?
Yeah, I want to. David Ehrlich review.
I have it right here.
Jack, you found it, so you should read
okay,
it. I think
wait.
it's the funniest thing ever.
Do you have it pulled up? Do you want to read?
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
So I'll read Barbara and you read Max Lord here.
Okay.
So
All right. He's Barbara Minerva. I'm Maxwell Lord.
Oh my gosh.
I used to be a nerd who nobody liked, but now I am hot and bulletproof and can pull off Robert Smith levels of eyeliner.
But don't you want more?
I want to be Cat.
I don't really get it because, like, I don't really understand the joke behind that.
Because she's already
like
like this huge. She's already getting these powers and doing all this stuff and like becoming this like crazy, strong, confident person who's losing her humanity. It's like, what do you want now? Well, I'm gonna become a mutant fucking cat lady, I guess.
Because they want to really hit home the whole Michelle Pfeiffer Batman Returns online.
Also, do y'all see Vinny's tweet comparing Vinny's tweet about Wonder Woman 84 and Soul?
Yes.
No.
Funniest thing.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing since oh god, I can't even think of the funniest thing it's been. I was gonna say sliced bread, and I was like, is sliced bread funny? Well, I mean, it is. If you think bread's funny,
I agree. Let's start out positively. I want to start out positively. Party the floor is yours. I want you to go ahead and tell us everybody why you loved Wonder Woman 84, and no judgment there at all from this crowd. I know
we'll all be quiet. You have the floor.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, so I love this movie so much because it really takes a step up from the first one. It really shows how Diana's arc becomes even more to the first one, like how she saved the world from Ares, who was not a really good villain because of the third act of the first one. And I love how like the score kicks in throughout the whole entire movie because Hans Zimmer does no wrong, and he's like, okay, Hans Zimmer is the what's his name? Dang it, John Williams of DC. Like he's really good with the scores, and then and then I just love Barbara's character, how she becomes like a nerdy, geeky person into like I know with the whole stone thing was kind of like a met to other people, but like I really understood like how she felt, how like no one saw her, nobody knew who she was, and then and then how she progressed to become the villain because of the I can say the rock. It's a stone, and the what?
Dreamstone.
Dreamstone. Yeah. A Dreamstone. The only nitpick I have, well, for that part, is that I wish we got more Barbara in the film, more of her role, and like how she, like, the reason why she became, like, she decided to make another wish, and also
The
Pedro.
wish to be cat.
Okay, fine. I thought the cat. Okay, here's the nitpick I had. I wanted the cheetah was like just brought in for no reason. I wanted like cheetah to be saved for the next film because it was like what 90 seconds of her and cheetah going head to head. So that's the only nitpick I had. But overall, I also like Pedro Pascal's character. Like, only one is like if you see like the flashbacks where like he was like abused and like no one liked him. No, he kept getting bullied and like he saw his. I forgot. Was it his dad abusing his mom or?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, and then he wanted to prove to his son that he could be more than that. So I like how his arc became like how he always wanted to be like what's the word? Not like powerful, but like he wanted just to prove to his son that he's more than just a father. And there's other.
No, I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh. Well, there's a lot more positives that happen in the movie, but the list could go on and on and on.
Is it time to unleash the Kraken at this point? I think we got to start. We're going to start with Andres because Andres, everybody I've talked to,
we're gonna be
everybody I've talked to, Andres was the most savage to it in my conversation. So I'm kind of curious. I'll be honest with you. I'll throw that there now, and I'll come back to me. I'm probably more somewhere in the middle. But Andres, the floor is yours. You can tear party to shreds. Not party. You tear the film to shreds. I get. Let's go.
No, I'm not going to tear the film to shreds. I'm just all I'm going to say is before this film came, I have to preface what my level of excitement was for this film. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the first one quite a bit. The first one I feel only takes a slight misstep in because it's a very intimate character movie all the way through until you have Diana just fighting against a tank and all this other stuff with Ares, and it turns into a big brawling action scene, which I don't feel is necessarily what we love about Wonder Woman.
Well, to add on to that part, there came an article came out saying that Warner Brothers was the one that changed the whole third act of the film.
Absolutely. And Patty Jenkins had to change the third act based on Warner Brothers. And also the other thing too, I mean, I think I've said this elsewhere, but apparently Warner Brothers was also trying to cut the No Man's Land scene from the and knowing all the decisions that Patty Jenkins was going into and what she was fighting for, I was like, you know what? Give her complete creative control for the sequel. She is a genius. She is brilliant. Come to Wonder Woman 1984. I've only seen one trailer, and that was the original teaser trailer. Everything else I avoided because I need to be shown a single frame of the film. I was there. I want to be surprised. And one of my buddies also works in test screenings all around town, also this stuff, and he was basically saying that the film was tanking a little bit in terms of the test scores. And then afterwards, he saw an updated cut, and he's like, "You know what? It's better. It's a lot better." So I'm like, "Yeah, you know what?" I went into it, and I just went, "You know what? This is going to be great." Unfortunately, I started coming across so many problems maybe about 5 minutes into the film. And it's not necessarily like small little things like, oh, you know what, like they're not necessarily nitpicks. They're only nitpicks if you really want to look at them as nitpicks, because the thing is that what the MCU gets down really well is that they make every single film count, and every single one of the decisions that they do affects the other film in some way or another. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the big thing in the first film was that they were keeping Diana a secret on Themyscira so that Ares wouldn't find her?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. Why is she competing in a giant Olympic-style thing as a little girl with all these other Themyscirians if you're trying to keep her a secret?
I mean, I don't think anybody ever leaves the island on Themyscira. Is it like
nobody leaves the island, but they were hiding? They were hiding freaking Diana for how many years?
But they were hiding the whole island, though.
Okay, all right.
She made a reference to that when they did the invisible jet. She's like, "Oh yeah, my father used this magic to hide all of Themyscira."
Yeah, she was training herself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right, but okay. So all right, I'll give you guys that.
Next nitpick. Let's go.
No. Okay. But yeah, but again, there were certain things that popped up in the very beginning where I'm like, some of these things aren't meshing with what was established in the first film, if that makes any sense. And one of the big problems I felt that this film did was that I don't think I would have nearly as many problems with it if it was set in 1984. I mean, that doesn't necessarily say that completely gets rid of everything that I have a problem with. But like, when you deal with a movie that is a prequel to stuff that comes later, you have to abide by some of the rules that are in place and some of the character decisions and some of the character defining moments that happen later on. So in B versus S, which I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that one, but you know what? It counts. It's canon. Sorry, guys. But so the thing with BVS was that
I'm all for it.
I don't mind BVS.
As soon as you said BVS, Paul jumps right back on.
Yeah,
it's not
Paul are
terrible.
the only ones in here that enjoy BVS.
So the big thing with BVS was that Diana Prince wasn't necessarily out in public and wasn't necessarily seen.
Yeah.
And the reason why going after Luther was because of one photograph that was taken of her in 1930s. And, you know, they start off the whole scene where, you know, she's taking out the cameras and all this other stuff, and she's diving out in front of people. And, you know, I again, might be a nitpick, but it's something where it kind of betrays sort of the logic of what goes into BVS by the very end, and sort of the way that she had not cared about humanity or not done anything or not stepped out of her comfort zone until 2016. And okay, so again, small little nitpicks that started to build up after a little bit. But I would say that what ended up happening with this film is I wasn't in love with the tone. I thought the tone started to go to a place where it was a little too jokey, where it was a little too just like wink, like those type of moments. Like again, it could be cute little moments and stuff like that, but that's how I felt the entire film was all the way through. And some people go, "Oh, well, you know what? That's just a nod to the Dick Donner Superman movies." And I'm like, no, this movie has more in common with Superman 3 than it any Dick Donner movies.
What is that sound? Are you a dying pterodactyl?
He's a
I'm not sure if he.
I'll get into it. All right, here you go, Paul.
But here's the thing, and I'll back up my point on that. The tone is a little more comedic. The tone is a little more lighthearted. It's a little more brighter, and
It's fine.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But the thing is, what Dick Donner had was that he had a grit. He had a, for lack of a better word, as he's famously said, there was a verisimilitude with everything that was going on. There was a reason for everything going on, and there was there was an A to B that made sense that you didn't have to take giant leaps, if that made any sense.
The other thing that I will say that Richard Donner did have the advantage of is he did not make a movie post The Dark Knight.
That's all true. But again, Donner, I mean, Nolan took a lot of his beats from what Dick Donner had established.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
You know him personally, by the way. You keep calling him Dick Donner. Are you friends with him?
Yeah.
I've seen.
You're the only one.
You and Dickie gonna go back, throw back some beers.
Only one I've ever
he's
heard
good time.
say, call him Dick Donner.
I've seen so many behind the scenes things.
Gallegos
So
over here donning dicks.
but my ultimate problem with the film, it feels a lot less tighter. It's got a really serious pacing problem.
I agree with that.
Yes.
It's far too long. I literally was counting, like, as I was tweeting out to you, it was about an hour and 10 minutes between the first action scene and the next one.
Here's the deal. That's fine if what happened in between was engrossing and interesting.
Exactly. No, and to further my point with that, in The Dark Knight, there is at least an hour between the hockey pads moment in the garage and the moment where they're transporting Harvey Dent in the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, everything that's going on in those scenes are just so engrossing, and they move the story forward. There's a momentum going forward for everything, but it feels like the film doesn't know what exactly the plot, what exactly is supposed to be the what's called what.
The beats.
No, not the beats, but it doesn't necessarily know what the central conflict is, because it feels like they're still trying to figure it out. Even by the time they get over to the Middle East, it still feels like they're just going, well, let's just go see what Maxwell Lord's up to. Let's go ask him about the stone.
Yeah, that whole part of the movie, I didn't understand. Like, that just seems like it didn't even need to be there. Like, I feel like
could have been cut.
I think that could have happened, but I want to hear more about what Andres said, since so much of us have shared with each other our issues with it too. And I want to hear more of him, because I know that once I speak, I'm going to let the floodgates open on it.
Same here.
Oh, okay. In terms of why you love it?
No.
In terms of why I love to talk about it.
Okay. All right. I'll wrap it up as best I can. All right.
No rush.
Yeah. No. But I also want to hear your guys' thoughts, and also I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on this film. I'm not trying to, but that's going to be the road I'm going down right now. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the other thing that just really just sort of pointed out the problems for me was, I saw Wonder Woman right before I saw 1984. Those two movies feel so drastically different from one another. It feels like a completely different person directed Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman, and someone just completely just took someone misinterpreted what worked about the original film and basically just upped everything that didn't work and sort of got rid of a lot of the heart. And that's the ultimate thing about this film that I don't think it has. It doesn't have the heart. Like, that moment in No Man's Land, every time I watch that, I get freaking goosebumps, because Gal in that particular moment is so incredible and so fantastic. And just that moment where she's like, you know what? You're not going to do anything. I'm going to do something about it. It's like, fucking go for it. Like, yeah, like that to me is one of my favorite scenes that I've seen in the theater. Like, one of my favorite movie memories is seeing the No Man's Land scene with an audience over in LA and everybody cheering on that moment. Like, again, I really love the character of Wonder Woman as well too, but I kind of feel that this film in particular just misinterpreted a lot of what worked in the first film, and the ending did not come together for me. Some of the music cues didn't work for me, like when the Sunshine score pops in. I didn't think, oh, I'm supposed to be invested in the scene. It was just like, oh, here's the soundtrack from from another movie
and whatever. Yeah,
exactly. And ultimately, a lot of the stuff in the ending doesn't come together for me. Like, why does Diana wear the suit when she has her powers back? I guess it's to look cool. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, there's just a lot about it that just didn't come together for me, that didn't work. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's one of my least favorites of the DCU, but it's probably the biggest disappointment I've had with the DCU.
Fair enough. All right, question. Before you get into your rant, I think I want to look for a take that's a little bit more in between. I think. Although
I'm at a 2.5 out of 5. So
I
thought I was going to be shitting on this movie a little more. I thought it was going to be meaner. So I'm like, okay, watch what you're going to say right now. Just go through. Just try to explain yourself as best you can, because you know someone's going to clip this.
Of course,
and just basically be like, yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's the difference between just like what people are doing in film Twitter versus what's actually film criticism. Film Twitter and stuff is there's no in between. It's the worst thing ever. It's the best thing ever. What's great about the idea of film criticism and this sort of like a constructive conversation is even if most people are in agreement that they don't like something, it's okay to have that conversation. And you can, quote unquote, shit on a movie like, I know I'm dying to do, but it's not worth shitting on it if you can't properly explain why you don't like something. If you can't actually break down the reasons and you just want to say, I like it, I don't like it, it doesn't add as much to a conversation, I think. I get that goes more from the subjective feeling about a film to unable to initiate an objective conversation.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
All right, so I watched this movie, and I watched it, giving it that I watched like a day later than a lot of other people did, and with the occurrences that I was having in Twitter and everything else, I was definitely interestingly set up. I was very curious how it was going to go, and for the first 20 minutes, I absolutely loved this film. I did. I love the opening sequence at the Mascara. I love the action sequence there. I love getting to see Robin Wright again. Everything about worked. I love the opening mall sequence. To me, the opening mall sequence, if they had decided to commit to that fully 100%, and that was the area they were going to go with, I think I would have been all out on the movie. Despite it being like completely differently tonally than the first film, it would have been an entertainment. It would have been a choice that I could have gotten behind and been entertained by, because I had a great time in that kind of campy universe. That's what the Dick Donner. I'm going to start calling him that too. Dick Donner references start to come in a little bit. It was a little more campier, and that's fine. After I talked about the Superman 2 versus Superman 3 thing, you're right. It's probably more on the Lester side than it was on the Donner side. But it was somewhere in the middle of the two. I actually enjoyed a lot of that because it was so campy and over the top. Again, to me, that's not a bad thing. It was almost like a throwback to those days of the 80s where I could enjoy a film like that, and people didn't give a shit about it too much. It wasn't like a big deal. So I got caught up into it. I was ready for it. I was ready for it to continue, ready for it to go on that path. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like right after that part, it just like all of a sudden, it didn't know what it wanted to do at that point. From there on, and that was the issue I had. And when I said when I mentioned beats, and you just said no, to me this film had no rhythm. There was no rhythm to it whatsoever. And like a film for me to work, like a film to me that works rhythmically, you kind of have these beats. Where like okay, and it's not like a I don't want to say it's like a predictive thing, or it's not. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. It's not something that you can like. That's not predictable per se, but you kind of get into the rhythm of touch and go, this is happening, it's going to go to this section. Now we're moving on to this section. Now, and it kind of has a tonal direction. It seems like we're all going the same way at the same time. Like when you move, it's like moving objects there. When you're trying to synchronize stuff, you have to move it together. That's how you go. The audience and the film are moving together. This film kind of felt like it was like jerking me forward and then jerking me back. I was not quite ready to go there. I was like, well, what's going on with this? I don't know. It kind of kept dropping into the Maxwell story, dropping into the Barbara story. I didn't really know who I was really following because then I've gotten to Steve Trevor. The whole Steve Trevor
protagonist in this
Steve Trevor thing was awful. I thought the whole Steve. I love Chris Pine. I love Chris Pine, and I love. Let me try to explain. I love Chris Pine. I like their interactions, and I actually like the story.
They have good chemistry
as a cut off, like from the rest of the film. But when it's inserted in this film, it just didn't work for me at all. I just didn't feel like it felt stupid to me. Like the Dreamstone brings Steve Trevor back and puts him in a body. Why? If a fucking Egyptian wall can come up like out of nowhere and like nuclear missiles could appear out of nowhere, you're telling me that also Steve Trevor. Also, there has to be a rule where Steve Trevor has to now come back in this other person's body. It's just a lot.
I feel like that was the first thing they did when they were working on this movie. Like, how do we bring back Steve Trevor? Like, I feel like that's like they're like, how do we bring Steve Trevor back?
Fucking Witchstone.
Well,
just
Patty said she had a
back.
plan to bring him back later on.
Yeah.
Like,
But the other thing too with Steve Trevor coming back, it made Diana a little bit of a I don't know. It made her
a weak character.
No, not weak, not weak. Just somewhat kind of unlikable because of the fact that they're not taking into account that Steve Trevor has inhabited this guy's body, and that he's completely taken over somebody else's place in the world, and it's kind of horrifying when you really look at it. Like, she's just going, I don't care, I want you back. And then and that's the thing, is that Wonder Woman, her main strength and her main thing is that she's all about love, and that she knows that what she wants, it's gonna cost somebody else big, but she doesn't have the heart to do that to somebody else.
That was that should have been okay. So because that was
a body
thing, but I want Paul to continue.
Let me just finish. I'll just finish and saying, I'll agree. Personally, actually, to be honest with you, Andre, the whole horrifying aspect of that, I get why that is, but that doesn't bother me. I don't know why I didn't, but it didn't. Like the whole like the idea of it happening. I watched Quantum Leap for years. It's the same thing to me. I can get past that. It's not going to be something that's going to like really trip me up. But the idea about it is I wanted to have it. I wanted to happen for a reason, and I wanted to impact the story like in a logical sense that way, and it just didn't. I think Chris Pine's plot points really brought nothing to the movie and just dragged it down and added more minutes that we didn't need. It just and that's what I have to say about a lot of these things. I loved Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. I liked Kristen Wiig. She did a great job with what she was given.
I
like how you phrased that. I like what she was given,
because nothing just seemed to work. Nothing seemed to be necessary. I didn't know at the end, like, why am I what's going on here at this point? Was there fun action sequences? Yeah, I liked some of it. I liked some of the fight sequences. I liked some of the special effects. Obviously, I do like Gal in the role. I even think that Gal. Some people said her monologue was frozen and wooden and not great acting and everything else. I actually liked her in it. I don't think it was her fault. Yeah, I think it was more the script than anything else.
Absolutely.
And this one, Patty Jenkins also wrote the script with Jeff Johns and other person.
Jeff Johns' first live action script.
She didn't write the movie.
You're right. Someone else did, and it had a better script in the first movie.
So that's the thing, is that a lot of people go, oh, like Patty Jenkins, I remembered like over at oh god,
that's true. That is true.
but I know that Patty Jenkins, throughout various cons, various panels, when she was promoting the original film, that she said she had a hand in the script. Again, there's a difference between building something from scratch and adding to it. When you're a director, that's your job. You come on board, you tweak stuff in, and what Jenkins and Johns were really good at doing in that first script was taking what worked about that original screenplay and upping certain things about it and making it better. And again, I absolutely agree with you. The Gal Gadot stuff where it's like, you know what, some of the dialogue is a little like they don't make it work for her character.
It's a little McClunky.
Yeah. McClunky. Did you guys see the Disney Gallery where Jon Favreau and freaking Dave Filoni are talking about it?
How to make that work?
Yeah.
It's good. Go watch.
Sorry.
I would like to give my thoughts on the movie because I'm gonna dip after this.
Okay,
go ahead.
Let Jack go, and then I was gonna unload.
Yeah, and then I'll
already, Jeff?
let the colloquial fireworks out from Quiz Show.
And then after that, we'll wrap it up, and we're gonna go on to our game section.
Well, what about me?
Quickly,
I'm saying
We're all gonna give our
you'll be part of the wrap up. I'm gonna give you a shot. That's what I say. Well, I just want to let us know. I don't want this to go on forever, ever.
Sorry, Pardis, but before I go, Pardis, you did want to say one more positive thing before I tear this movie a new one?
Well, in the first one, she didn't write the screenplay. In this one, also Gal is the producer of this movie. She didn't produce the first one.
Yeah,
I don't know. Gal
that'll bring its own issues to the film that can be brought up later.
Okay. So, Anders, you brought up the fact of like action being spaced out across movies, across like a movie, and how that can work if the plotting is good. A movie that I thought did that really well, the first Wonder Woman. There's a really long chunk of time between when she has like the alley fight with the people in London and No Man's Land. There's no other action in between that. It's all talking. It's all about the armistice. It's all about building this like group of people that are going to come together, and it all works because you believe the dynamics between all of these characters. And I just didn't buy a lot of the dynamics between these characters, and I think that's because a lot of it felt like it was a lot of setup in the first third for not a lot that got paid off in the second and last acts. My big thing is that the first third feels like a lot of setup between the relationship between Diana and Barbara Minerva, because she's a new character, because we have to set her up. And then she just gets completely tossed to the side in the second third. She becomes almost irrelevant to the main plot line. We see little snippets of her like becoming more and more powerful, being more and more like Diana. It doesn't really relate to anything that's going on with Maxwell Lord or the Dreamstone or anything like that. But the entire first third is about her and Diana, and Maxwell Lord is like the side character that gets flipped in the second third, and because of that, it becomes really, really messy about who I'm supposed to like think the antagonist is, what's supposed to happen there. The last act was surprisingly the act that I liked the most. From the White House sequence on, I don't know if it was just the fact that I was like, whatever, let's just see where this goes, or if it was legitimately engaging to me. But I like the White House fight, although X2 does do it better. And I thought that the whole ending there where she's broadcasting to the world, like, again, it's like, it was kind of dumb, but I was also just like, I'm just going to go along with it at this point. Yes, my problem just comes a lot with the tone of the movie and the story and the screenplay. It really just feels like a mess. It feels like they felt like they needed to do everything more in this movie, and because of that, a lot just gets like extended periods that could just be reduced to 3 minutes. The entire Egypt sequence, I feel like could have been done in 2 minutes, and the movie would have flowed just so much better. I don't understand why Maxwell Lord has to be an oil tycoon who needs to like why can't he just be like someone who just is obsessed with power? Why does it have to be oil? Do we have to go to the Middle East and do all that? Like, you can shave off a good 20 minutes in that middle section, and keep the focus a little bit more on Barbara, keep him more as the secondary villain, and I think that the movie works a lot better that way. The relationship between Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, again, the two of them have really good chemistry, but I did find it distracting because the entire time I'm thinking like, yes, I'm watching Chris Pine, but I know that's not actually Steve Trevor. And because of that, there's such a disconnect. Like the whole circle shot where it's like, oh, we're showing the real guy, but then we're showing Chris Pine, and then we're showing the real guy again, and then we're showing Chris Pine. It's like that just like, I get it. I get what you're doing there, Patty Jenkins, but like, you are making me more disconnected from this relationship than you are connected. God, what else? I feel like I have like so many other things that I want to say about this. The score, I will touch on real quick. Yes, Hans Zimmer does a good job, but he does a good job of reincorporating Rupert Gregson-Williams' score from the first one.
Yes.
The most emotional scenes in that movie come from the leitmotifs that were introduced in that first Wonder Woman, and that's not Hans Zimmer. That's Rupert Gregson-Williams. Like, the scene where Diana and Steve Trevor are like, no, you have to let me go, and their motif that's playing in the first Wonder Woman. You get it, Pardis?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I thought you.
No. That was to Joaquin.
Okay. Like when they have that like scene together, I'm like, this is really emotional, but not because I actually feel for these two characters currently. It's because I feel for that sequence because it is evocative of something that does work for me. I don't understand the whole like reason for the Themyscira battle. Like, I really, really did not like that opening sequence. I know that I might be like on a little bit of like an island there, but it's like, wait,
so you wanted the mall scene to be the opening sequence instead of the
No, I'm not saying that because I don't think that the Themyscira sequence is bad necessarily because it relates to the overall theme of the movie. But it does not relate to Diana's character arc. She does not learn throughout that movie that lying / cheating is bad. That's not the lesson that she is learning throughout this film. It's the theme of the movie. It is like the driving force. But because it does not relate to every other single character that actually does learn that, it feels very disjointed and disconnected from the rest of the movie. Like it's not ever a lesson that like she needs to learn, or that like I don't know, that like that was my big problem with that. I also just like the CG did not like do it for me,
especially in the desert battle.
Yeah.
Where it legitimately just looked like she was right behind a green screen. And the thing, I'm sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
Two comparisons between the styles of that type of scene where you have literally a character running faster in a car. Look at the scene in Civil War, and then look at the scene in this, and it's a drastic difference. It's basically the same exact thing, but it feels so much more visceral, and it feels so much more so much more visceral and so much more real than the scene that was shot 5 or 4 years later. Like that desert battle.
And the only moment that I will say in the movie that I legitimately like loved, there was one part of the movie, and it's when she does the wrist armor thing against Barbara, and Barbara just goes right through it. That was the only moment in the entire movie where I was like, okay, this is on the level of the first Wonder Woman. But other than that 1 3-second moment, there was like nothing. I felt nothing. Like I go back and I watch that No Man's Land sequence over and over and over again. Like I will just pull that up on YouTube if I ever just want something to watch, because it's phenomenal. It's so well done. That it almost feels like Patty Jenkins forgot how you're supposed to build an action sequence that way. Like you were supposed to start it off with that, like this small thing that's happened. We see the first bullet come. She blocks it. More bullets start firing. We're building up. We're passing through No Man's Land. More and more bullets are firing. People are starting to join. Everything's starting to build up. And then we cross over the border and we're in Veld. And now it's like, okay, now what's going to happen? Jumps through the window, Scorch kicks in, and we're right in it. And we're building up to this giant clock tower where there's a sniper shooting everybody. What's she going to have to do? She's going to have to destroy the tower. We're building up to this like big, like dramatic climax of it. But that dramatic climax has just as much weight as the first bullet fired. There's nothing in this movie that feels like there was a build like that.
No, absolutely. And the other thing too, adding on with that scene as well, is that we had the entire build-up with her walking through all the people that are in the middle of No Man's Land, where they're just like, no, why don't we just help them? No, like literally in the past year, all we've done is move 1 inch. And you see exactly what that is costing everybody all around them, and you get that drive of why she would just go, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do something about it.
Yeah.
Whereas we felt like there was never a single moment like that in this film. There was never a moment where you went, you know what, screw everybody else, Diana, you're absolutely right. Like there were so many points where I was just like, no, Diana, like, what's going on? This is not good. You know you're gonna have to give back your boyfriend at some point in time.
Yeah, you knew exactly how this movie was gonna end. I feel like with the original Wonder Woman, you don't really know how it's going to all play out. At least I didn't the first time I saw it. I was like, I'm legitimately curious as to what is going to happen here. I figured that like something must happen with Chris Pine, but like there is a real dramatic tension that I felt in that first Wonder Woman that I still feel when I go back and watch it again. I don't feel that dramatic tension in 1994. I don't feel, and like, again, I think part of it is just like, I don't love the characterization of Diana in this movie because nothing about her arc relates to the central theme of the film.
Just remember what I said earlier. Patty Jenkins did the screenplay for this film, and
Yes.
Yeah, and I sincerely believe that, because apparently they did come in. I mean, Jenkins did come onto the screenplay after somebody else had been on board for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but there was somebody else apart from Patty Jenkins that was attached to Wonder Woman.
She does not receive screenplay credit for Wonder Woman 2017.
Wonder Woman was originally Michelle. No, not Michelle. It was. Oh God, what's her name? She's the one who directed.
Oh no, it was Alan Heinberg.
No,
And-
that's
No,
the screenwriter.
the director.
Oh, director, the first one.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be somebody else, and then
No,
Patty
it-
Jenkins came on.
God, it's Michelle McLaren. That's it.
That's
Michelle
it.
McLaren.
Yes.
Oh, her.
Yes.
Michelle
That's
McLaren.
it. The Breaking. I
Game of
was
Thrones.
able to get it right before I looked it up. Yeah, the
Yes.
Breaking Bad
McLaren?
director. The Breaking
Yeah.
Bad director.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
shit. Breaking Bad.
that's a lot of my general thoughts on the movie.
Wait,
There was
who?
probably more that I'm gonna like think about later. Where it's like, fuck, I
Michelle
should've done that too.
McLaren.
Let's
Where's
break
she
it
at?
down to the next one. We'll go
But
into
I'm
Jonathan.
going to bid you all adieu. This was a ton of fun.
All right,
All right.
thanks so much.
Yeah,
Good night, Jack.
Have a good night. See you.
All right,
Talk
Jonathan.
about
I want to see Jonathan first, and then we'll end it up because I always want to get it. Go a little quicker. I want to get a little bit done so we can get our games in before we
Yeah.
stop. But so,
Okay.
Jonathan, give me your quick thoughts, and then we'll let quiz show and load.
Okay, so I'm going to try to go as under 2 minutes as I can. All right, so basically, my major problem for me was the pacing of
Yeah.
the film. I dozed off after that a couple of times after the Themyscira sequence. The mall scene did not flow with me, to be honest. I if it's going to be that tone, okay, it's fine. It's not going to work for me. But then again, like Andres said, that it's a tonal mess. It's basically like basically it's like, oh, you want to be an 80s campy movie, and then we switch into a political thriller. And then with Maxwell Lord just taking over the world. Basically, it almost turned into like an Oliver Stone movie. That's pretty much it. The also another frustrating thing that they haven't commented on, and actually that I talked with the quiz show on. So, okay, Diana is sad because she has been missing Chris Pine's character, Steve. How many years has it passed since Wonder Woman?
40?
40,
Is that-
45, 40 to 45.
They turned They turned Wonder Woman into a woman who is defined by being sad about her ex-boyfriend, and then she gets him back, and then the movie's about her getting over her boyfriend again so that she could find love.
Yeah, basically. And
Her arc
it's
is
not good.
grossly underdeveloped and also just kind of gross. They turned her into a woman who's like, she's a savior to people, but also she's fine raping this guy. All right, go back to you.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay. I guess I'll add 1 more minute now because but also another problem I had is the execution of the two storylines. I thought they were poorly executed because, like they said, it started out as a Wonder Woman movie, and then I actually liked the relationship between Wonder Woman and Diana and Barbara. I thought they had something going on for it, a friendship right there, and it's like, okay, there's something positive going on. Now, when we got into the Cheetah storyline, I thought it was poorly executed because she just wanted to be like Diana, beautiful and confident. Now, the thing is that when she makes her transformation, all she does is just take off her glasses and become sexy, basically. And then, but she doesn't realize the powers in a silly gym scene. I thought that was really silly.
She's all that.
Yeah, basically, she's all that. And the third act didn't work for me between her and Cheetah. I thought it was underwhelming. Now, with the Maxwell Lord arc, I liked Maxwell Lord. Pedro Pascal was actually really good in the movie. Even when he's over the top in the climax, I didn't mind it. But
when he was at the press conference, what is he doing?
Yeah, basically. But
more help.
I thought it was mostly invested with his arc because of his relationship, or quote unquote relationship, with his son. And I thought that if they had tightened that arc there, it would have been really good. And you could have just saved Cheetah for the third movie or something, or reverse it. because there's just too much going on. I thought it was bloated. It felt bloated for me, and you could have saved the. You could have actually taken out the Chris Pine Diana stuff because it added nothing. It added no emotional weight for me, even though there's some cute, funny scenes like him trying on clothing, but it just didn't advance the plot. So you could have just taken out like 30 minutes of there, which is part of the first hour. In the second hour, I actually did like a little more. The White House action sequence, I did like, even though I did not know how Cheetah got in there.
Yeah, how the hell did Barbara get that far into the White House? Dear God.
She took the back door, guys.
I do have a question, though, for everyone. If you remove Barbara from the movie, is it any different?
It would have been tighter.
It would have been tighter, but I don't think removing Barbara is the solution. I think making her story. But what I'm saying is, instead of making her story as intertwined with Diana as it is, I would say make it more intertwined with Maxwell Lord. Yeah. Because that's where I thought it was going to go. Where all of a sudden, she shows the stone and she's reading it, and then I was hoping it was going to be a thing where Diana doesn't know exactly how to read it, and then she hands it off to Barbara, and then she's able to translate it, and then she's able to just go, oh yeah, this is what this says right here. So it kind of shows like a dynamic between the two, and then by that point, you also see exactly why Maxwell Lord would need her by his side, because of her skill and because of what she is by herself, instead of her needing to have this stone basically make her sexy, if you will.
So she wanted him by his side. It was the other way around.
Yeah, one more thing, and I'll move on. But so, sorry. Despite, look, it's a vibrant movie. It's a fun movie at times. But the problem is that the storytelling is clunky. The tone is all over the place.
It's very McClunky.
Yeah, it's very clunky.
Is that a thing now, McClunky?
That's what I'm saying now.
It's a thing for a year.
No, it's clunky because it's just they did not know the execution was the major problem for me, where it didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't know what to center on. It's basically either Maxwell Lord movie featuring Wonder Woman or Cheetah featuring Wonder Woman. Most of the time, I didn't feel like I was watching a Wonder Woman movie. So I will say this is it. It's a vibrant movie. It's a colorful movie. There's some good themes going on, but in the end, I was very disappointed because I thought Patty Jenkins could have added more rich what's the word?
Well, if you do that,
more rich character development to Diana herself, because we don't know exactly what she has been up to, and also like make her grow as a character instead of diminishing her role by just being sad and missing her boyfriend who's been dead for like over 40 years.
Yeah, but if you do that, then the runtime would be longer than 2.5 hours.
No, not if they know. No, they cannot write it the way they did. So that's the thing.
So again, this is my biggest disappointment of the year.
Everything that's in it. Your assumption is keep everything in it as is and then add more to it. No, it would be better to change more. And I don't want to interrupt Jonathan anymore if he's still trying to say anything.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to one of the points there about the how much Barbara versus how much Max and whatnot. I think that the way that it should have gone there of who was the real antagonist, I was fine with Maxwell Lord being the main antagonist. Yeah. What they should have done more with Barbara because is continue to build her relationship with Diana in a way, because they're introducing her in this movie.
Yeah.
She should have been the Harry Osborn Spider-Man 2 type, where it builds that relationship, and by the end of it, she's turned on her, and what really happens is because Cheetah's supposed to be the big villain antagonist for Wonder Woman, should have built up to her, and then that way she could be the main one that could be there in a further film, as opposed to doing the Spider-Man 3 thing of having too many things at once. The Maxwell Lord. Here's the deal. I loved Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. I loved him as.
Me too.
I thought that he got in that particle accelerator and that thing, whatever. And when he was talking to everyone, he wasn't just chewing the scenery. He was chewing the scenery in every single room and every single person's house that had a television. That's how far he was reaching. And I thought that he worked in the movie.
Agreed.
I think that Kristen Wiig worked for everything they gave. I'm actually going to say something that I think some people might find controversial. I liked the look of Cheetah.
I
liked
did too.
it.
I'm with you.
I
liked
liked
the design.
Cheetah.
I loved it.
Liked the zoom in. I thought that it was disappointing that it was sort of a weirdly structured 90-second fight that she was in.
Yeah,
he was wasted. They two-faced it. They two-faced Cheetah, where they built up this back and forth sort of like frenemy type thing with Barbara, and then like this Dark Knight, the same thing happened where then it becomes an enemy, and then a brief altercation at the very end. They did that, but it didn't work as well because it's different writers trying to accomplish something different, and they did it to a lesser effect. I've already blurted out my feelings about this whole thing about the whole there's quantum leap, but that doesn't excuse the fact that this guy is just kind of off in limbo for a while, and she's like, ha ha ha, it's so great, we're taking over his stuff, I'm gonna sleep with you, who knows if this is what he actually wanted. And she's like, her whole mentality is defined by the fact that she misses him, and that's her one wish after 70 years. I can see that being her wish after 70 years. That's fine.
No,
but
40
to
45.
What? 40 to 40.
Yeah, it's 84 and then
I think we're all accustomed to saying 70 years because of because of Batman versus Superman.
No. I'm saying 70 years because this is 1984 and World War I was the mid 1910s.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 65 to 70.
67 years. Thank you.
Yeah,
65 to 70 years.
We kept going WWE2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
There we go.
I know. You were told there'd be no math.
What is numbers?
It was very distracting the whole way through. The whole thing of Chris Pine is just taking someone else's identity, and it's just like when it comes down to the idea of the consequences, and I've discussed it. I've discussed it, but I'd see that. I discussed it before with some of you. When it came to the idea of the monkey paws consequences, they were muddled. We didn't really know that her consequences for thanks, Patrick.
1918 then?
No, yeah, he says 66 years to be exact.
He's got the math. I trust him.
Terrible numbers. Terrible numbers.
So we didn't know until the White House scene in which they miraculously got into the White House that her consequences of the wish were her powers draining. Because up until that point, it felt like, okay, well, I guess the consequences of bringing Steve Trevor back is he's inhabiting and stealing someone else's life away for him to be able to live his.
So there's one scene where she struggles with the lock. That's when I was like, wait, is that what's the that's when
the lock.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It wasn't clear, and it didn't work that well because that should have been the consequence for it. Should have been a perfectly used consequence of her actions for that sort of wish. She is trying to save people and help people, and she knows that what she does is supposed to be selfless. And there in order to make sure that other people aren't hurt, and to then make the selfish choice to take someone else's life away for her own benefit could have been something that would have been a rich area to explore. But they didn't do that. Her consequence wasn't that. That was just a joke. And her consequence was her powers were gone. Her powers being taken away should have been Barbara's thing. And then Barbara just becoming steely and cold and emotionless should have just been a result of the fact that, as it's been in so many other films, when people get power, they change. Yeah. You didn't need to have that as a consequence of the wish. I think that I thought that there were some great ideas. I actually am on board for all of the major themes of the film.
Yes.
The theme of the opening scene and how it's supposed to tie into everything with the wishes of these people. Like he's like, Maxwell Lord doesn't have any oil in any of this land that he owns and whatnot. And he's trying to make a quick buck and like basically get cash now. And then he uses the wishes to do that. And this idea of like, everyone make a wish to get what you want, because you can't get it right away. I think I like the idea of you cheated. And so what you get isn't what you actually deserve. I like that, and that should have been what they drove in more, but they didn't do that. It was too muddled. It was too all over the place.
Mhm.
I think that the way that several of the actual scenes were staged were as clunky as the dialogue. Every single time that Diana was in the air, when that truck flipped in the Middle East, when she actually starts to fly, it looks like she just had the wires erased from behind her and she's awkwardly floating. And then I get the iconic imagery of this, but she's just like flying. And I just think of Zach when he was in our chats with him before.
Yeah.
It's just like out of nowhere, she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's just that's sort of my thought process throughout a lot of this movie is like, what are you doing? And then finally, when she finally learns her lesson, and her lesson is, I need to move on from my boyfriend so I can find another guy some other time. Because that's her arc. She doesn't have her arc is awful.
It's weak. It's
really
weak.
bad. Her arc is not heroic at all.
That's another.
But that is her arc. Her arc is about getting over a boyfriend so she can find love again. Her arc is about finding another guy, being able to find another guy, and then it ends with her flirting with the guy that she was with.
Yeah.
With
As Chris Tuckman would
no
like
idea.
to describe it, as a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, because he was in Hallmark films. That's what's so funny about
By the way,
it. But
so is this a Christmas movie because of the ending?
No, it's a single scene. It's a single scene. It's not a film that's structured around Christmas that involves Christmas as an integral part of the story.
Not like Shazam.
It's not like Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I think that overall, there were things I really liked in the film. I liked the themes, except for everything involving Diana's story. I think that Chris Pine, as weird and distracting as the story was, he's still great. He's still wonderful in the role, and he still has great chemistry with her. I think that Gal Gadot, she is not the best actress in the world, but what they were able to do in Wonder Woman, the first one, was they were able to write it knowing what her limitations were, and it worked. And they were able to make her be able to show the best sides of Wonder Woman while still working within her limitations. This film went much broader with a lot of the stuff that she has to say, and there were times where, yes, it's really a matter of the dialogue. Both times that she talks about the consequences of people's actions, when Barbara beats her and she's on the floor, and when Maxwell Lord beats her and she's on the floor, and both times she's awkwardly against a wall like this talking, which is weird that they staged them both monologues the exact same way. I think that the dialogue was really clunky and it didn't work. But unfortunately, I think the dialogue was McClunky. But I think that the problem is with the dialogue not being good in not serviceable in a way that worked for what they were trying to do. It ended up showcasing the limitations of Gal Gadot as opposed to playing into her strengths.
Yeah, and that's and just real quick to go along with that as well too. That's the job of any director is that you have to know what limitations your actors are. There are certain limitations that are even out there for some of the greatest actors out there. So, like, you know, you look at someone like Jonah Hill, or you look at someone like even Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that. Great directing comes from knowing what your actors are able to provide and writing to that and adjusting to that. So the thing is that, again, I agree with you. Gal Gadot is not necessarily the strongest actress, but you know what? One of my favorite actors, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's not one of the strongest actors, but you love him. He's so charismatic. And same thing with Gal Gadot. You have to find the balance between what they're able to give, and you just can't just be like, oh, here's the lines as it comes out in my head. Make them work coming out of you. So, yeah, no, so just adding to that and trying to clarify that, because I know there's someone going to be out there being like, oh, so you're calling Gal Gadot a horrible actress? Like,
yeah, no, I think that Jay here saying Keanu is the same way. Yes,
absolutely.
Keanu is a perfect example. Keanu is awesome as John Wick. He's great as Neo. He is not Jonathan Harker. And you're never going to think he's Jonathan Harker. Jonathan Harker is this British guy in Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And I think that one of the last things I'll say, because we've really harped on a lot of the negativity, and I wanted to make sure that I said some of the positives, and I burst out and I said a lot of things that were negative that really bugged with me.
Just put it up there.
I'll mention that. That was the second thing I was going to say, and then I was going to be done. Was when it came to the tone and the feel of this movie being different than the first one, I'm totally okay with it feeling different than the first movie, and the reason for that is it is not World War I, which has its own very specific miserable tone to it, where the idea of like the hope and the wonder and stuff of Wonder Woman like really shined through, and it worked really well with the contrast of the horrors of World War I. And I loved how that worked in the first one. The second one, I was super down for this whole idea of let's have an homage to Superman 2 or Richard Donner and like have a movie set in the 80s that feels like it was made in the 80s. Unfortunately, they couldn't stick to that one tone. It didn't feel like the mall scene all the way through, which is fine, because I think that if it was just the mall scene all the way through, that I think could have been actually too far in the other direction, where it could have been too silly. But then but I think they went too far all over the place. They couldn't stick. Like there are things that what is it? The Kings of Summer from Jordan Vogt Roberts.
Yes.
He tried to do it again to less success, but I still like Kong Skull Island, but not nearly as much as his debut Kings of Summer, which is a movie that juggles several different tones. So you can't define it by a single genre, but it works. Somehow the multiple tones work in the story and the way that they're presenting it. I don't think that succeeded here, and I think that was a big detriment to the film, and that ended up affecting the pacing as well as so much of the writing and the issues with so much character. I think that the Middle East stuff, it should have been like a Texas oil baron, if anything, because it really leaned into this weird like stereotype feeling of Muslim extremism. And that was that was kind of like super gross. And the last thing I'll say then is the mid-credit scene. Some people are like, that was my favorite part of the movie. And then I say your favorite part of the movie was the part that was detached from the actual narrative and the actual story. Okay, cool.
Is that good or is that bad?
But if they were doing, if that's something that's like, there's another Themysciran that's out there, and an Amazonian, that maybe that can be connected at some point. Cool. It's fun that they kind of have it as Linda Carter, but they built it once again as they literally had her say, I've been doing this a long time. And then she winks at the camera the very first time in the whole film that they break the fourth wall.
No.
And it was like, it doesn't work. And yeah, just one last thing there, Patrick mentioning the pro-Israel propaganda. That goes back to the thing of why Gal Gadot as producer is kind of more of an issue, because of her whole personal background as well, being part of Israeli military and all that other stuff there. So she has some of that influence where she looked at that and she thought that's fine. Now, someone else should have looked at that and thought, maybe we shouldn't lean into such a racist, probably anti-Palestinian more than anything stereotype, considering how she's from Israeli military background too. I think that so much of that is not only just, plain old racist and ignorant. It also gets into this weird sort of controversial area where it's not simple politics, where a studio can just say, that's right, we're left leaning or we're right leaning. That's something that's far beyond that becomes much more of an issue when it's this giant movie where everyone's seeing it at the same time.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm still at a 2.5 because there's I'm between 2 and
Me too.
2.5. I used to be between a 3 and a 2.5. Now I'm between 2.5 and a 2, but there's so many things that I like about the movie, but the more I think about it, the more glaring the issues are, and especially Diana's arc being as so underserving and frankly insulting to the idea of Wonder Woman and Diana as a character, and also the quote unquote memory of Steve Trevor too, and how that all plays. So as I was unloading, I think I unloaded enough.
I still love
We
it.
did sway.
Now, by the way,
We did sway somebody's mind though.
Having said all this, I'm still totally down for Patty Jenkins to direct the third one, as it's been announced that she was going to try and do.
Yes.
She said she's going to write it as well. She's going to be a writer again.
That, I think that I'm not as excited about.
No.
Because she wrote this one, and we all saw how that script turned out.
I hope that it's post Justice League. Like, I think we've done enough before that.
They said that it's going to take place on present day. Like she said,
they haven't really said anything yet. They just said they're fast tracking the development. Now, here's the other thing. They also
came out and said that in the third one.
said that she's ignoring Justice League.
That's all she said. Yeah.
That's all she said. She hasn't said anything else. She hasn't said anything else because they haven't actively been developing it. Because so far, she's only been negative at the idea of making a third one if they're going to make the release be similar to this one. So they're
and that's the other thing with this film as well too. With 3, I don't think we're going to get that movie anytime soon. And then also on top of that, as much as I'm okay with her coming back, how long is it going to be until we get the announcement that Patty Jenkins is falling out of the film because of creative differences? Because that is Warner Brothers' MO. And especially with the fact that she has the Cleopatra movie coming out, which is big. It is going to be a big budget film. And she's also got Rogue Squadron coming out as well, too. That is going to be big.
At the earliest,
I'm excited about that one, actually.
At the earliest, Wonder Woman 3, 2025, 2026. Is what I'm saying. Because
if Jenkins is part of the deal.
But that's the thing. If Jenkins is part of the deal, but the other thing is, considering all that's happened with Warner Brothers right now, and considering everything that's happening with them not making nearly as much money from this either, because it opened to 16 million in the States.
Well, yeah, but we also know that nothing's working in the States theatrically in general.
No, but even China as well too. China has it opened really low.
Like it.
But that's the thing, is that they were banking on this breaking the $1 billion mark. So with this film doing what it did, do you think Warner Brothers is really going to sit around and wait for Patty Jenkins to come back and do another one, or do you think they're just going to move forward?
So I think that the announcement that they're
I have faith in Patty and Gal and Warner Brothers.
I think that they're moving forward with her right now because there's so much Star Wars content. It's awful to just say content, like as opposed to just projects. There's so much Star Wars projects that are in the works right now that are being developed, that are gearing up for filming. I think that they're going to take their time right now on Rogue Squadrons, and everything that's been reported about Wonder Woman 3 is that it's being fast tracked. So she could still be she could have probably in the last year still, but because remember, she's been working on stuff for a while, probably because this movie was completed in time for its November release last year.
Yeah,
2019. And it was also pushed how many times as well too.
So it was originally December 2019, and then they did. Yeah, They wanted to do it in November 2019, but then they decided they didn't want it to be up against Star Wars because those are two. It's not the same thing as Jumanji being in Star Wars, I think. And so then because they also would have had to deal with Jumanji. Then after that, they went up against. They were going to go up against a gigantic Knives Out and other stuff that was going on for Thanksgiving. Then they brought it to the summer and COVID. So I don't think that anything had to do with the quality for the delays. I know that we've talked a whole lot about this, and I know that Paul wanted us to do games. So an hour and 40 minutes into this, I guess we're going to do games.
I think we're going to do a game now. All right. Well, thank you for
Time.
Woo! Go see the film, and you know what? Come up with your own opinions.
Stay home
And
and see
respect
film.
And don't
and respect anyone else's opinion that is not your own. All right, there you go. Boom.
Yeah, we had a several conversation about this.
I have the score I forgot to give. I still give it an 8.3.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
I'm glad that you're happy, Partis.
Moving on, we're going to do a game. We actually don't have a name of a game. This is a game that Ben Bateman played with us on during one of our late night hangouts. I'm just going to call it, because I don't know the name of it, so I'm just going to call it Filmography.
Filmography game.
What we're going to do, and the chat can suggest somebody, that's fine. One of us will be like a score taker or whatever. The 5 other people, we can rotate through, are going to be taking any name, actor, director, mostly actor, director. I don't think we could go into something else, but I don't think that'd be as fun. So actor or director, and we'll go around the table, and we'll say a film from their filmography. So if I say, we'll say Tom Cruise. That's what we started out with. One of the things we did the other day. Quiz show, we get to say Legend. Brandon Buckles could say Top Gun. And we just keep going. And the person who's going to be eliminated will be eliminated if they can't come up with a film title that hasn't been said.
Oh, so it's just.
So are we allowed to use external sources, or is this all from memory?
No, all from memory. External sources. Why would you do that? That's not a game. That's just reading. So the one person who's the judge will open like Wikipedia or whatever, or whoever you want to use, IMDb or whatever, and they'll kind of check it off and try to check things off and things that were said or whatever. You'll get. I'll say, let's see, what do I have? Do I have right here? I might have something in here. I don't have the time clock. Oh, actually, I might have the time clock. 1 second. We're going to do a 30-second time clock or something.
Oh, thank you.
So it's basically just 30 seconds to come up with
one title.
And
You're going to go around. But you keep going around. Eventually, you're going to start running out of titles.
Can I keep track of what's been said or no?
What was that?
Like, can I write down what's been said so I don't replay it or no?
That's fine. I mean, it's not like a game like if somebody says a second one, you're not eliminated. You say no, that's been said.
But then you fall into a dangerous thing where when you start naming off sequels, you only start thinking those sequels, but you're not thinking ahead. So you know what?
Yeah, whoever it is that'll be the judge for it. What they can do probably is if you have Word or Notepad or something, you can go on to Wikipedia or whatever. You copy. You can just scroll, just highlight, copy the whole list, put it in there, and then just every time that someone says a name, just put a capital X at the beginning of the title.
I'm not really worried about it because last time we had that and there was no problem. Like enough people are following.
I think that we need to have rigid rules and formatting for our internal memo documents.
Goddamn show. So and Judge can do that if they want to. Absolutely, that's fine.
And real quick, the sound. I'm sounding completely okay right now, right?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just
sound like shit, bro.
Yeah.
No answers in the chat. No answers in the chat if we can help. But if the chat does have a suggestion of who you want us to start with, I will be the first judge, the first host or whatever, just because I have the thing and everything else. So if anybody to suggest, I'm willing to hear that now. Anybody in the chat, anybody. And if you can't think of anybody, people up here, you can start thinking of people who you might want to do. Obviously, the bigger the filmography, the better. You don't want to have somebody that's only been 5 films. That's not fun. We did do Daniel Day-Lewis 20 films.
So much.
Oh yeah, I do remember playing it now because I was like, it's all smart about there being like, well, someone didn't name the movie directed by his wife.
Oh boy, no. Joaquin did it. We're doing Ed Harris.
No, Joaquin, why did you do that?
We're doing Ed Harris first.
I don't know any of his films.
We're gonna do Ed Harris.
All right.
I don't know any of Harris films.
I'm gonna judge. Well, then you're gonna be eliminated pretty quickly, aren't you?
everybody.
And that's your own damn fault that you don't. So there you go. I'll play this. That's good.
All right.
Come on,
I'm going
Joaquin.
over to the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, go to the private chat. That'd be helpful too if you do that. Okay. I'll give you guys 30 seconds just to start thinking about things, and then we'll actually start. And we'll go in order because it's on screen, right? So I'll go. So quiz show, Buck, Party, Andres, Jonathan, quiz show. In order. I'm loving this. I'm going to see how it is. I actually don't even need to open up Wikipedia for this one properly. So
I have 2, so let's see how far
I
I go.
have 2 as well.
you guys are so
So 3.
you're so disappointing. And depending, we might do teams later on. Maybe we'll do a team. We'll see how it happens, but we'll go from there.
You know, it has to be all done from memory, so never mind. All right. That's going to be the key. All right. I got 2 so far.
You only have 2 honors. I'm very disappointed in you. So
far.
I have 3.
Far. In those 2 seconds, I've now come up with 5. So here we go.
there you go. Fair enough. All right. And quiz show, your first time begins now.
Truman Show.
Yes. Brandon Buckingham.
National Treasure Book of Secrets.
Yes. Party J.
The Abyss.
Yes. Andres.
Mother.
Yes. Jonathan.
A Beautiful Mind.
Correct.
Oh, me. You didn't say my name. I was just like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Quiz show. Go ahead.
It's The Hours. The Hours.
Go. Buck.
You know, The Rock.
What's that? Party J.
I'm out.
Wow. You got 24 seconds.
You can't think of any Ed Harris?
There's a couple of big ones.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4. At least you gave Andres a little bit of time. All right, we're going back. Andres, is that for you? Up to you.
Enemy at the Gates.
There you go. Jonathan.
Geostorm.
Ooh.
Quiz show.
Appaloosa.
Brandon Buck.
I can see the movie. I think he's in it, but I can't remember the name. The one with Matt Damon. I can't remember that name. I think he's in that one. I just can't pull anything. So
5, 4, 3.
Imitation Game? I don't think that's it though.
No, incorrect. Nothing. Okay, Andres.
Damn. All right. Now you guys named every single one of them. Give me a second.
There's one.
I know.
I give it to him. Somebody said that.
Wait, was Ed Harris in the game?
The game? No.
No. Okay. No, that's not it. All right.
I wish he was. That's why I like the movie. But
All right. So I'm out now.
or it's going to be down to quiz show and Jonathan. Looks like.
God.
All right, Jonathan.
Apollo 13.
Oh God.
That's a big one, guys. That's a big one.
Apollo.
I knew that one.
Shit.
Pollock.
Pollock's another one. Jonathan.
Come on, you got this.
Someone said Mother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, who's in Mother?
Yep.
Radio.
Radio is yes.
God.
Quiz show.
Snowpiercer.
Yes, he was. Jonathan.
Gravity. He's in
Yes,
Gravity.
he was. He's the voice. That's part of the. I shouldn't say that. Quiz
I
show.
freaking love Snowpiercer.
Cymbeline.
Nice pull on that
What,
one.
what did he say?
Congratulations on that one, man. I was like, wait.
Cymbeline.
It's like a really poorly received Shakespeare adaptation.
And it was actually a very poor movie, and I'm saying that, so it says something. All right, so Jonathan,
I've never heard of that movie. Okay.
2013, 15, maybe 15. Oh God,
Glengarry Glen Ross.
big one, good one, good pull. Quiz show.
Ooh.
A couple of really big ones. So
Single scene appearance. Rules don't apply.
yes, and that's another not so great movie.
Oh, that Warren Beatty movie?
Yep,
Yes. It was not good. It was
It is
not that great.
Good. Not good.
Very
not great.
disappointing.
Okay.
Okay, Jonathan.
Damn.
I have my next couple already.
A History of Violence.
That was my next one that I was going to say.
Violence. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Quiz show for
Gone,
you.
baby, gone. Gone, baby,
Gone,
gone.
Baby, Gone. That's one of my other favorite ones. So there's a good one. Jonathan, back up to you.
The Right Stuff.
There's the rest of the Ed Harris NASA trilogy. All right, go ahead, quiz show. I'm loving this, by the way, guys. I'm loving it so much.
With these two, it could go for a bit.
I think The Firm.
The firm was not said, I don't believe. So you're correct.
Okay.
Jonathan. You are starting to run out of the big ones. That's true.
Paul is so happy right now.
I'm so happy.
Unfortunately.
Copying Beethoven.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I blame this on Joaquin, by the way.
I love Joaquin.
Creep Show.
Yes.
Shit.
That's right. That's the Dancing at Harris gif.
Oh, there's a terrible movie with Melanie Griffith. Milk Money.
Yes, indeed. Milk Money. I think it's underrated. That's what I'm going to say. It's an underrated movie.
Ooh.
Run All Night.
Run on it. Yep.
I like that.
Shit.
We're done. I'll give you the list of some ones that I thought you should have mentioned or remembered.
I've got a couple in my head.
Just Cause.
Yes, that is a very underrated movie. Well, at least he's underrated. He's awesome in it.
I forgot about
Here's something that I find to be a big disappointment for. Sorry, I got a message there. A big disappointment for Paul because it was only a single scene as the great George S. Patton. Resistance.
Yes, yes. I was so sad. I went to that movie and I'm like, and then that's it.
What is that movie?
It's a movie about
Marcel Marceau. You know, the famous mime. He talked throughout the movie.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad movie, but
no, it wasn't that bad actually. Actually, it was kind of good, but like fine.
Yeah.
Absolute Power.
There you go. There's one.
Oh, wow. All right.
Did I say The Way Back yet?
You did not.
The Way Back.
Right back.
Wait, what's in the way back?
Not the Ben Affleck.
No, not the Ben Affleck one.
It was 2010. 2010 one by
Peter Weir.
Peter Weir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't begin Jonathan's clock over, so I'll give him a little extra time.
Okay.
How are you doing that, by the way?
It's a logo.
Oh, okay.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams. Is that the one that's?
I think. I mean, I do have a backup.
I don't think Sweet Dreams is the one you're thinking of.
Okay, Eye for an Eye then. Eye for an Eye.
Eye for an Eye does count, yes.
Okay.
1985. By the way, what's that?
Kodachrome.
Photochrome is, yes.
What?
So many.
Sweet Dreams.
Dang.
That's the Patsy Cline one. That's right. Sweet Dreams is the one. I was messing up with Swing Shift. That's
Eye
true.
for an Eye? Oh, wait, sweet. What is it? Okay. Do.
Shit.
And 5.
The Human Stain.
Yes, it is. That counts. That's a good one. Not great, actually, but it's a good.
Here's another recent one where they sort of tried to take. I don't know. It was a weird movie. The Last Full Measure.
Yes, I actually really loved it. I loved that movie. I thought he was really good in it.
I thought the movie was okay.
Crap. I think you may get me on this one. Swing Shift?
Swing Shift is there. Yep. Swing
Yeah,
Shift.
because I just asked a question about that.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yes, it is your turn, Quiz Show. There's one huge one that hasn't been mentioned. Well, I don't know huge, but big enough. A couple of
Are
other
you
ones.
referring to his reunion with Michael Bay in Pain and Gain?
That is one of the ones I was thinking of. Yes, Pain and Gain.
Oh, I forgot he was in this one. Yeah. Oh, Stepmom.
That's another one I was surprised hasn't been mentioned. Yeah, that's true. Stepmom is one.
He has so many on his filmography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just looked it up. He has a list. He has a list, that's for sure.
There's that strange movie with Sam Worthington.
Oh yeah, I know.
Man on a Ledge.
Man on the Ledge. Yes, yes.
That was an alright movie.
God. State of Siege.
State of Siege?
Yeah. I think that's yeah. Look it up.
That one does not sound familiar to me, so it might be one I've missed if that's the case. I don't think that's. Oh, you know what you're thinking of, and you're wrong. Unfortunately, it is State of Grace. Is what you're thinking.
State of Grace. I'm sorry.
Jonathan is out.
State of the Grace is the right answer. That's a good. That's
my next one I was going to say was Needful Things.
Yes, that's another good one. Needful Things, Stephen King.
By the way, Paul.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm done.
My next.
Stamp. I was confusing him and Terrence Stamp for the Adjustment Bureau.
My next one after Needful Things was going to Nixon.
Nixon was another one I thought you guys would mention. That's a good one.
And then I was going to be shit out of luck.
Dude, like honestly, both of you guys, like, bravo on how long you kept that up. Like, seriously.
Those are the one. Everything else, I wouldn't be. I'm not shocked you guys didn't get. There's not a whole lot else that's there.
Places in the Heart. Oh crap!
In the Heart. Yeah. Alamo Bay is really good. Night Riders is fun. Jackknife with De Niro.
Oh God, he was in that.
And,
for the next one, I don't think we should Meryl Streep, because she has a ton of movies as well.
Buffalo Soldiers also, I want to throw that one out there. That was a really good one with Joaquin Phoenix. All right.
Well done.
That's a good one.
All right, your next person.
I think the judge should pick the next category. What should be Jeff?
I should pick the next category?
So I think.
Oh, the winner.
No. I'm saying because Jeff is going to be the judge on this one, scorekeeper. He should pick the person.
Oh, because I'm the score. All right, hold on. Let me just pull
up. Oh my gosh, Patrick, who is that?
If I'm the winner, hold on. If I was the winner, let me.
He was.
Let me pull up. No, I'm thinking of a good one. That's not something that's like, oh, too clever. I'm not going to just be like,
like Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, there's no way you can name all of his films.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Oh,
that's a lot of movies.
Yeah, that's a lot of movies, and there are a lot of big titles. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to copy all of these because it's going to help me to keep track and put them into my notes. It's just going to help me out more than anything. I know that it could be annoying there. Come on, copy. All right, cool.
I guess I have to do the timer, so though, huh? That's all right, I guess.
I only know some.
That's fine.
And if any one of you says a title, which I love,
you're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
That's
right, guys.
One particular film that I love the pieces.
Okay. Quiz Joey, let me know when you're ready.
Oh,
we'll start with Buck and go around.
I also know exactly which movie Partis wants to say. Okay. So let's as soon as what do you mean don't you dare? I'm not saying any of them. I'm the one keeping track.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay.
All right, Buck.
I got scared.
Time starts now.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yep.
Party.
Sky High.
Yes, sir.
And it
Love
is.
that movie.
Computer wore tennis shoes
Huh?
from the 60s.
Oh,
I'm looking because that sounds like one of those Disney ones that he probably did.
Yes.
The computer wore tennis shoes, 1969. That is correct.
Ah, okay.
Hold
So
on.
Johnson.
The Thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Or was
Swing-
that him in it?
Ooh.
Swing Shift with Ed Harris.
Ooh.
Double points for Paul.
Go on, Buck.
Yeah, I suck at this game. Jeez Louise, I'm so bad at This is why I have Jeff of my reactions. Because he knows movies. I don't know anything about movies other than I like to watch them. I don't critique them very well. I don't look at them
5,
critically.
4,
Yeah, no.
3. Nothing. Buck is out.
Whoa.
Buck is
Oh,
out.
wow.
Out. Buck is out. Party J, can you bring it on?
Ferris and John are gonna love me for this. Furious 7.
That is correct.
That's fine, because I was not going to name that anyway. So.
All right. Fate of the Furious.
Jonathan.
The Hateful Eight.
Ooh. Yes.
Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
The Christmas Chronicles.
Hold on. I'm looking for Tango and Cash. Why am I not finding it? I know that he's in it.
87.
87. Oh my
9.
god.
Maybe.
You know what it was? I was looking at 96 for some reason. What did you say? Did you say Christmas Chronicles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Andre. Say the
Why
other one.
sure?
I'm going to go Escape from New York.
Jonathan.
Stargate.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Guess who didn't actually enjoy that movie that much?
Ah.
This guy.
Ah.
I give it a 3 out of 5.
Party, it's up to you, man.
The Christmas Chronicles 2.
Of course.
Escape from LA.
Of course.
I can't believe that one of you said Escape from New York, and then it went a whole rotation before Escape from LA.
I was surprised. Too, actually.
So I'm up. Am I up?
Yep.
Ooh, I got a good one. The Fox and the Hound.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that?
He voices Copper.
He's Copper.
Oh.
As soon as you mention a Disney title, Party's just like, ooh, what?
Yep.
Tombstone.
Yes.
Oh, that movie that he that he unofficially directed.
Yeah, pretty. It's up to you, Party.
Oh, it was this hockey movie.
Oh,
There's this hockey movie.
I can't believe I didn't think of that one.
Invincible?
Huh?
Invincible?
No, it's not Invincible.
Oh,
I have it.
crap. Miracle.
We got it.
Ooh,
Got it.
Oh, right
Got
in
it.
the last second.
that
Look
was
at that.
close.
Yeah,
got it.
Listen,
He got it. He got it. That was in fact a miracle.
All right. Captain Ron.
Captain Ron. Yes. Okay.
Is that another early one?
Let's see.
Yeah.
80s.
Late 80s.
I mean, maybe
Well,
early.
Well, speaking of 80s, Overboard.
Oh,
sir.
There you go.
Another film with weird rapey vibes.
Backdraft.
Wonder Woman 94.
Damn, son of a bitch.
That was my next one.
that's it for me.
That's it for you. 30 seconds, man. Come on.
Okay, fine, I'll think.
That's all, folk.
I know Big Trouble in Little China already has been said.
Mm-hmm.
Did he freeze? Oh, okay. No, he's
No.
He's frozen. He's frozen in thought.
I give up.
Okay.
All right.
That miracle one saved me though.
That's it. It was a good one. So, Andres, it's down to 3 of us.
what is that movie called? Oh, yeah. Soldier.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Jonathan.
Breakdown.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Executive Decision.
Oh, that's a good movie. I like that movie.
I like Executive Decision quite a bit.
Andres, back to you.
Shit. All right, hang on a second.
There's a really funny role that he has in here.
Oh, Liam's here.
What was that?
It's
Liam's
his
here.
internet. I guess
Oh,
his internet
Paris.
booted back up.
It's probably because it's the middle of the night.
9 seconds for you, Andres.
Oh God, man, Paul.
Mhm.
Bro.
Time is up.
Dark blue.
Too late. Too late.
Ah! I just gave you that one.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Me against Paul. Okay. The strongest man in the world.
Okay.
Where's that? I found it. By the way, so are we counting Gallegos one?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So if you just want to claim it,
Dark blue.
yeah,
Claiming
just
it.
take it off. Just
Dark blue.
just take,
Yeah.
yeah, just take it off the board.
So now it's Jonathan. Couple I got.
I think he's frozen.
Jonathan, you frozen?
Yes. And a lovely spot, by the way.
All right. I'll. Should I take one? Should I just go ahead and take it?
No. I think we got to give him the new. We got.
There
Oh,
he is.
he's back. No,
You're
he's
back.
frozen again.
Jonathan,
Yeah, he's frozen.
How about leave and come back.
I win.
Win, buddy.
Hey.
I'll give him 2 or 3 minutes and see if he comes back. But we'll vamp. I'll go back to the chat for now. Anybody there? Oh, Ferris is in the chat. Cool.
All right. Hey, Ferris.
Do you, Ferris, though? Do you watch other films? Because the amount of movies that like people talk.
You know what, Liam?
I haven't seen that.
I can't wait for Jack to beat you in that Pixar finals.
Wow, it's so harsh. There you go. You back?
Yeah, I was
All
there.
right, yeah. What did you say? You were frozen. So what?
Yeah,
was
you're
it?
frozen.
Did you come up with an answer?
I said once upon a time in Hollywood, and then froze.
Okay, yeah, we didn't
sorry.
hear that. So.
We didn't even hear that. That's what I.
Yeah.
All right.
That was
We're
actually
still in
my
it.
next one, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
All right.
yeah,
hey,
for real,
His
dude.
mother is not a
Get it
bitch.
straight.
Um,
Jack's gonna crush you.
mm,
Is it because because he crushed you?
Shut up, Krisho.
Vanilla Sky. Vanilla Sky.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
That. Oh.
I'm Team Jack all the way, though.
Are you Team Jack or just Team Anti-Liam? There's a
No,
difference.
I'm Team Jack. Jack has my vote.
Silkwood.
Oh, that's one. That's what I was holding back on.
Never heard of it.
It's a good movie. Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Tequila Sunrise.
That was my next one.
I'm Team Jacob.
I'm Team Edward.
What's the movie? What's the movie with Madeline Stowe?
Team Edward. Team Edward is like people
many
who
seconds
celebrate a
left?
guy who looks like a
8,
foot.
7, 5,
Unlawful Entry.
3. Yes, it is. That's a good one. Okay.
When was that come out? I don't remember that one there. That's
90s or late
Oh, I
90s.
found it.
I've seen it.
Um,
HBO Max.
Which one?
Unlawful Entry.
You have such a big list and there's so many gaps. I'm like just scrolling back and forth for it.
Yeah.
3,000 Miles to Graceland.
I was
Ooh.
waiting for someone to say that one.
Damn. Can't believe I forgot that one.
Actually, I forgot that one for a while. I'm definitely running out now. So, gotta.
I'm like stunned. There's at least one big one in my mind that none of you have said.
I'm done.
You're done?
There's a couple.
I'm done.
All right, that's it. I win. Woo. What do I have to come up
All right,
on?
What was the next, Paul? What was the next
here's-
one in your name?
Here, did you have one you were gonna name? Because I had a couple big ones that I was waiting on people to say.
I was gonna go probably. I was looking back. I probably would have taken some time. I had one in my mind. I'm thinking of it. I can't quite pull it. You know what? He's in this one uncredited. Remember that's from a documentary, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see. I was waiting to see if either.
Hey, Jeff, was
Right.
Skyline the movie you were thinking of that I was going to?
Yeah.
That
Yes, because it's a Disney movie you said you loved, and I don't really think that you would have been excited
Deepwater
to say a movie that
Horizon.
wasn't Disney.
No,
Yeah,
someone
so-
did say it, like,
Bone
So
Tomahawk.
here, of the movies that no one officially said, yes, I was waiting to see if either of you would have been like, guess where he was uncredited as Elvis Presley in Forrest Gump. But other than that, big titles. There's Deepwater Horizon,
Yeah.
Bone
that's a good one,
Tomahawk,
too.
Bone Tomahawk. None of you said Death Proof,
Yeah.
And
God,
McKay.
yeah.
Same. I'm like,
and then there was Poseidon. Yeah, he was also. Let me see what else there is.
Dreamer.
That was, yeah, Dreamer was something I think I passed by. He was in Used Cars.
I said
and
I said used
that's-
cars.
Did you say used? When did you say Used Cars?
I wrote
I
it.
thought
I
I said
did
that.
not.
I think actually I thought I said it, but maybe I didn't.
I don't remember any of you saying it because I was checking off as you guys
Huh.
went.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought somebody had said it, so that's why I didn't say it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. Like everything else, they're not really like big titles.
Yeah. All right, not bad, not bad. All right, let's move on then. Oh wait, I won too. Well, we'll let Buck be the judge this time.
Yeah.
So I have Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Oof, okay.
Okay.
I have the list all ready to go. So we'll see.
Okay.
It's not gonna be that long. It's not gonna be as long. So
It's not going to be as long, but there's a lot of cameos.
wait, so I'm first.
Yes, part of your first.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Prisoners.
Yes, good
of
film.
course.
Kate and Leopold.
Mhm.
Screw it. Logan.
I was like, let's see how long it takes for someone to split Logan.
X2.
The Greatest Showman. To be first, then you.
I love
Greatest-
that movie.
Have quiz shows as X2, right?
Yeah, I
So
think
we're back to the party then.
X-Men.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Oh, well, it's gonna be easy for me because I'm gonna say X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Van Helsing. Oh,
you're
shit.
skipping. Van Helsing. I just totally skipped.
Whatever. Flushed away.
That's right. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, I'm up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real Steel.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I'm so happy that nobody has said this yet. The Prestige.
Ooh.
The Fountain.
Ooh, nice.
Bad Education. One of my top of the year, by the way.
Yeah.
The Wolverine.
Like how we didn't go in like a one singular.
Yeah. The Front Runner.
Ah.
Wait, the front runner?
Yep, it came out in 2018.
Yeah, it was Jason Reitman movie.
I typed in front and it wasn't coming up.
Oh, okay.
No, I found it. I think it's Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no timer, but
I'm sorry, I flipped it. I forgot to put the timer out.
Rise of the Guardians.
Oh,
Yeah.
why, Jonathan? Why?
I'm thinking of some great ones here.
I've got one.
I've got one.
Australia.
It's funny, I was thinking that one too.
That was
All
it.
right. So I saw this movie on a Tuesday, I want to say Tuesday, $5 screening. And yes, I paid money to see movie 43.
Wow. Damn it.
Oh,
Nominated for a Raspberry on that one.
Oh, got me on that one. Damn.
Party.
Yes,
Party.
the nuts on the
Away.
chin. God damn.
he said someone said flushed away.
Who did?
I
Yeah,
did.
quiz show.
Yeah,
I hate you.
great show.
It's okay.
I love that movie so.
You got 12 seconds.
Oh, he's in that presidential movie recently that came out.
I said that one.
Oh. I hate you so much.
Well,
There are
And
more
Bart is out.
than animated ones.
I
That's what
love
agree.
Watched Away. Why did I think of that first?
There's
I
a lot of
because
ones
I
that-
did. Because I did.
Mhm.
All right, Gallego.
Yep.
There you go.
Are you done? Are you done complaining, Jay? Les Mis.
Lame Miss. All
I'm
right.
gonna throw this hat across the room.
Jonathan.
swordfish.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Chappie.
Oh man, I was about to go Cheppy. Butter.
Oh.
Butter.
Yeah, he was
Butter.
What is butter?
Butter.
Butter's this really weird movie that I still haven't seen
111.
yet, but I know it has like Jennifer Gardner in it or something. It's a butter competition movie. It's very strange. The
Oh,
idea.
Yeah.
see.
No,
I got some other good ones in my head still.
We got a few left. I think you can beat me on this one.
Deadpool 2.
That
He's
doesn't
in it.
count though.
Yes,
Is he
he's in.
He's in
Yeah,
it.
he's in
Yeah,
it.
but he's in the like a post credits.
Doesn't
Still
matter.
counts. He's in
Still
it.
in it.
Archive cameo. Yes, archive cameo. Yeah.
I'll get
Okay,
it.
I'll count it.
I'll count
Well,
it.
speaking of cameos, X-Men First Class.
Yep. I'm surprised that one was like that one of the first ones.
Oh,
Because we
I
weren't
think-
focused.
there was another animated one that's on
It doesn't
there.
matter. Keep going.
Eddie the Eagle.
Ooh.
Oh my!
Ooh,
And
I
the one
love
that
it.
Partis is referring to is the missing link.
Mm.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I hate you so much.
Do you though?
Yeah, I do for now.
Oh, come on, guys. There's still a couple of good ones in there.
Yeah, hang on.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. I don't got any.
All right, Jonathan.
Someone like you.
Okay.
Ooh, an early one. That's an early one for him.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Have we said Van Helsing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it.
I did. Okay.
Because you stole it.
All right. All right. How about
I got a great one, hopefully.
Happy Feet?
There, I was like,
Oh,
he was gonna
you didn't have it? Oh, of course.
Yeah, he was.
do- yeah, he did
Yeah.
both of
Here
those.
we are now. Here we are now. Entertain us.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there's another one.
What did he say?
Here, there's a scene in Pan in which
Oh,
he
Pan.
and all the other people
Yeah,
lean
Jeff, you
into
didn't
a
say the
rendition.
movie, so I wasn't
No,
sure.
I said, here we are now. Entertain us, Pan. From when they sang Nirvana's
Okay.
"Smells Like Teen Spirit," I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
So, Jonathan.
Deception.
Deception? Okay. Fuck me.
I'd rather not.
Inception or Deception?
No, Deception, like your favorite team.
Me and
That
Earl,
is true.
dying girl.
Was that archive footage or something?
It's a voice. Like he does the thing with Logan. It's a little voice thing. He's in there and like briefly there. He is in there though. It might be archive. I don't know, but
It says voice roll.
there you go. Good enough for me.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'm so
Hey, come on,
sorry.
they counted archive roll for me, so that's fine.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that absolutely counts.
Scoop.
Ah, yeah, I forgot that one. Okay.
How many are left?
Let me check here. We
Okay,
have
be
1,
honest.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Well, 10 that have been released. There's an 11th one that's on the list, but hasn't been released.
There's a movie called Portrait of Something. I don't know.
No
Done.
good. Archive footage counts, right? That's what you said, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna take a
That's-
stab
How is archive footage still?
because he's in the film. Whether or not he's actually acting in it, he's actually in the film that way. It's footage from his characters. I'm gonna take a guess then and say New Mutants.
Yes.
Wait,
No, he's
is
not.
he in that?
It says archive footage.
Archive footage. I think it's archive footage of that. Like, again,
Yeah, no. I
Damn.
believe that the movie that Jonathan was trying to come up with was a television one of Profile of a Serial Killer.
Are we including TV? Because I only grabbed the film.
Yeah, I wouldn't do TV. We're not gonna do TV.
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah,
just
it
saying. I
would be
believe
like
that was it.
Sesame Street.
There is one movie.
Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
What's left? God damn it!
Oh, oh no. Well, you said the front runner, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else did?
What the hell is this one?
Is there anything left? I don't know what is left. Think you got me. I can't think. I can't pull anymore. Damn, you got me. Ooh. Couldn't think of it.
Okay. So
I'm so
we-
glad that I won here because I
What?
didn't have anything else either.
What
Why
is
not
this movie? Snowflower and the Secret Fan. What is
Never heard of it.
is it
So,
my turn to give it?
Based on the list that I have, here's what we didn't get. It's called Erskine Kings,
Erskine Kings. Okay.
Paperback Hero,
Nope.
No clue.
Stories of a Lost Soul,
That's okay.
The Burning Season.
What's that?
It's a documentary film.
Is he?
I don't
Is he
know.
like a narrator of it? What is he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Next one is Snowflower and the Secret Fan.
You just said,
Click
yeah.
on that and say what that is. 'Cause Jonathan just
X-Men
showed it.
Apocalypse. No one. I was about to say no.
Did we
Yeah,
not?
That was the
You
only
notice
one.
none of us were saying it in order. We should have just run down all of the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
And then
Wait,
the
I'm the
only
next
other one
person
is
to
the
give
one
up,
that hasn't
one?
been released.
That doesn't count.
Was
Yeah, that wouldn't count.
Reminiscent, but I wasn't going to include.
Who's
that.
making
So,
Reminiscence?
I already have someone in mind for
Lisa
for
Joy.
you.
I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, party.
I am going to pick Ewan McGregor.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's a good
I
one.
like that. Is a good one. So we're gonna start with
Got
Gallego.
Gallego? All right. Let's do Birds of Prey.
Okay.
What's the full title? Come on.
Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of One Fabulous Harley Quinn, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, got it. All right, good.
It's Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, but who's asking?
Okay.
It's
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's just start this. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace.
Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones.
I'm just going to derail this right now. The Ghost Rider.
Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith.
Are we counting voice only
Yeah,
in this?
yeah, absolutely.
We
All
were
right.
counting everything, remember?
All right, Star Wars Episode 7.
Ooh.
Full title.
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Jesus Christ.
Jonathan.
Is he in that?
He's
Yeah.
in it in voice only.
Yeah. That's right. Actually says one line. Right.
All
One
right,
letter, one word.
Train Spotting.
What do I want? It's actually good. I wonder what I want to say. This is more than coming up with one. Moulin Rouge.
Damn you, son of a bitch.
Guess who doesn't like that movie because finds it obnoxious, and I can't believe it was nominated for best editing when it's horribly edited.
You found something obnoxious? That's
I
pretty
found it awful.
Wow.
T2 Train Spotting.
Ooh.
The Big Fish or Big Fish.
Big Fish. That's a good one. I love that movie.
All right.
I'm thinking about the small ones, getting them out of the way.
Shallow Grave.
Okay.
There you
Christopher Robin.
go.
Oh, good one.
Another bad one.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
it's
it.
pretty bad.
I'll get out of the way, and he is in this. Technically, I know this.
That's not
Star Wars.
bad.
Star Wars: The
How
Rise
is
of,
bad?
Rise of Skywalker.
It's a bad dad's narrative.
Yeah,
Haywire.
Haywire. Okay.
Drawing a blank.
Don't draw a blank. Draw a name.
You son of a bitch. I don't fucking like you.
Then don't launch a channel with me, bitch.
Spoiler alert. God, Jeff.
Oh, I gotta do one.
I got one.
No, that'll do it for me.
All right.
Really, Buck?
Go ahead.
The Impossible.
Okay, impossible.
Robots.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love that movie.
Oh, Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
You are my hero.
I love that movie.
That's a
my
really
favorite.
good movie. I really like it.
Ooh, you want to know what's a fun one? That's a little
What?
cameo. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, he is.
It's true. Yep. Okay. Bucks out says Vega, right? Yep.
Yeah, but Buck's already out, so it's me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my best friends, April, was in this film as a cameo, and then they cut her role out. The Island.
That's waiting for someone to say that.
Scarlett Johansson.
I like that
Yeah.
better than I should probably, be honest with you, but okay.
Damn.
Jonathan.
That was my next one. Stay.
Stay.
Down with Love.
Oh.
Good one.
Oh, pretty good paint and read movie, yeah. Now, I believe, and hopefully I can be corrected wrong, I'm not sure, the reason why he ended up as a cowboy in A Million Ways to Die in the West is because he was invited to just come over to the set while he was filming Jane Got a Gun.
Jane got a gun.
Wow.
There's a handful of these I didn't think of.
Okay.
Dude, he's been busy since like 1999 consistently.
You're up.
Andres.
I know. I'm
There's
looking.
a couple of big ones that
Yeah, there are some pretty big ones, but I'm still going for all the small ones.
I've done a few of the small ones, but yeah.
Oh man, this is like sliding. Trying to go Cyclops on this in honor of all the X-Men movies that we didn't say in order.
It's really changes. And that's it. You're out, Andres. You're out.
I'm out.
Jonathan, it's up to you, me, and Quiz Show.
Again. I love you, Philip Morris.
Oh man, I wanted to say that one too.
Velvet Goldmine.
Huh?
Last Days in the Desert.
Back to Jonathan.
Jesus.
A Life Less Ordinary.
Oh God.
Anybody say breast off yet?
Did you say breast?
Brast. BRASSED. Brast. early 90s, or early for him, filmography. Mid 90s. So.
Beginners.
Good one. I was waiting on that one.
Beginners.
Okay. Beginners.
A couple of really big ones still.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Angels and Demons.
That's one of them.
Remember when the helicopter blows up and he just flies out of there? He's a priest, just like flying over an explosion. I haven't seen the whole movie, but I saw that scene. I thought that was hilarious. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, wait, it's not your turn.
Oh,
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Oh God, salmon fishing in the Yemen. Jesus Christ, Jeff, what are you doing to yourself?
Jonathan?
Eye
Yeah,
of the Beholder.
Wait, what?
Eye of the Beholder.
Oh, I know.
Black Hawk Down.
Oh
Yeah, I'm so mad that I missed that one.
Mentioned
really liked
previously, Deception.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
I believe movies.com writer Dave White gave that one a D minus. Or a D or D minus.
The Men Who Stare at Goats.
God damn it.
I saw that movie on my birthday, 2009. My family hated that. They took me to that. They
It's
hated
bad.
Is
it.
it really
Did you
that
like it?
bad?
It's not.
Did you like it? I actually kind of liked it, though. Honestly, I thought it was
It's not that great. There's some good stuff, but it does not come together. It's like a low rank Coen brother comedy.
I'm thinking.
10 seconds.
Oh, Jack the Giant Slayer.
Good one.
Oh wow, was he in that?
Yes, he was.
August Osage County.
There you go. Jonathan.
Well, we did say that.
He's in that one apparently bad movie.
Oh, this piece of crap movie, Mordecai.
Okay. Somebody said Shallow Grave, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What about Being Human?
Oh,
Being Human. That was his debut, I believe.
Can you confirm Partis before we jump into
yes,
me? I
Being
want to make
Human.
sure.
Okay.
Okay. How about Cassandra's Dream?
Miss Potter.
Okay. Haywire.
No, so it was
You did. Okay. Rogue Trader.
What is that?
It was attempted
Partis, can you confirm?
Broke
Yes.
Trader?
Rogue Trader. I believe it was around the same time as episode 1.
Yeah.
Star Wars episode 1.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Rogue Trader.
Valiant.
It came out in 1999. Valiant is also on there.
Dang it.
I know it is. Getting into the hard ones now.
Mhm.
Oh, it's the one movie with Ava Green. Oh, oh God. Perfect
Five.
Sense? Is that what it's called? Perfect Sense?
Yeah, I think so. Confirm.
Oh, yeah, Perfect Sense.
All right. Thank you.
2011.
Thank you.
What he did.
Premise.
How about Miles Ahead? Don Cheadle's movie.
Good call.
Yeah, Miles Ahead. Yep.
How about, I believe it's his directorial debut, American Pastoral?
That's a good call. Good
What
call.
is that Philip Roth? Who is it? Philip Roth? Is that his name? The author. I can't remember the name of the author.
Yeah, I think it's Philip Roth.
It's a very difficult.
Seymour Swede Levoy. No, Levold. But yes, American Pastorals is.
If I remember correctly, I think he was in Emma, the 90s one. Was he?
Emma?
Emma.
I don't think so.
The 90s? Gwyneth Paltrow one?
1996.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay.
96.
Yeah.
Y'all are getting so good at this. For you and McGregor. And the ones that y'all never said, I'll list them off.
Yeah, after we're done.
Night Watch.
Night Watch. Yep, Night Watch. Good one.
Our Kind of Traitor, a John le Carré movie.
I've heard of that one, to be honest with you.
Yes,
It's like within the last 5 years.
2016.
Yeah, I thought he said traitor, not traitor.
Oh, traitor. Actually, I thought he said traitor. Also, like traitor.
I was like, wait, it's like traitor.
It could also just be my accent.
I got one more, I think. Nora.
Nora is also.
Anybody say Zoe?
I don't think so. But yes, Zoe's on the list. Good job.
Yes.
How about Nanny McPhee and the Big Bang?
Correct.
Oh my god. I need to put my head back. My whole back.
Did you say Young Adam yet?
I don't believe I did.
Young Adam?
Did anyone say Young Adam? Because Young Adam is on this list.
Okay.
I don't remember saying Adam, so I would give it to him.
Okay. Anybody say Incendiary?
The what?
Incendiary?
I don't think anyone said that.
I've never heard of that movie.
Incendiary?
Incendiary. INCND.
Yeah, DIARY.
Yes. Incendiary.
Incendiary.
Yeah.
Son of a Gun.
I was about to say Incendiary.
Son of a Gun.
Son of a Gun.
Done. I'm done.
I still got one more in my back pocket that I'm waiting to see if anyone else says.
I'm done.
Besides me.
Well, he's gonna be done. I'm gonna give my full 30 seconds, but I might be done too.
I'm done.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker.
That was the one that was in my back pocket. The one from the Alex Rider movies that fell apart.
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Amelia.
Amelia.
The Mira Nair film.
I thought somebody said Amelia.
I don't remember that happening.
Did they not?
Someone say that?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I could be wrong. I thought somebody said that already. I would, if I didn't, I would have done that. That's actually what I do remember.
What's left? I feel like we've done everything except like his earliest stuff that we haven't touched on.
Artists?
There's a bunch of his. What, Jonathan?
What? How many are there left?
There's a bunch left.
Really? Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
I don't have anything else.
Okay, are y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Y'all ready for this?
Blue Juice.
Blue Juice.
What?
Not clue. Blue Juice.
Train Spotting.
Who said that? Was that Transpotting?
We said both train spottings.
The Pillow Book.
The Pillow Book.
Did someone say Brassed Off?
I said breast off. Oh.
Okay. The Serpent's Kiss. A Life Less Ordinary.
I already said
Someone
that.
said that. Yeah.
That was sad.
Velvet Goldmine.
I said that.
I think the ones that we haven't said.
Little Voice.
I remember him saying that. No.
I've never said that.
Desserts, which is a short film.
Oh, that wouldn't have counted then. If we didn't do a television film last time around, then we wouldn't have done a short film. Because that otherwise we would have counted Van Helsing, the London project or experiment or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Yep.
Solid Geometry. Faster.
Oh yeah. I remember that actually.
And then Scenes of a Sexual Nature. And then Ghost Rider.
We said Ghost
That's
Rider.
that was
Michelle
literally
said
the
it.
first thing that I
And
said.
Jack Boots on Whitehall. And Fastest.
All right.
And there's two that hasn't come out yet, which is Pinocchio and The Birthday Cake.
Yeah, isn't he he's gonna be the cricket in Guillermo
Yeah,
del Toro?
Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
All right. I know, Buck, you're leaving, so
Yep. I was just gonna say, you guys enjoy. I will talk to y'all later.
yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Take care,
Buck.
Buck.
Good
Take
night.
care, Buck.
So I guess 2 more. So
We'll do we'll do 2 more. We'll wrap up. We'll finish up with the 2 more. We'll do 2 more rounds and then we're done. And we're gonna go.
All right.
Y'all did really well.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go for someone who's been working consistently quite a bit, actually, and someone who we're mostly familiar with. No, we're all very familiar with him. Let's go with Jake Gyllenhaal. How's that?
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay.
Oh.
all
He's not
right.
directors yet, which is kind of funny, I think. But that's fine.
Oh, I mean, if you want to go directors,
No,
I got another director I can throw out.
Yeah, we'll do. You said Gyllenhaal. We'll do Gyllenhaal.
I
All
only,
right, let's do
I only
Gyllenhaal.
know 2.
You know Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So I'm up.
All right. All right. So, Jonathan, go ahead.
Nightcrawler.
Yep.
I'm trying to think which one I want to say. There's so many. Oh, I broke back on.
Yep.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yes.
Actually, I'll be honest with you, I was going to say that, but I was like, is Spider-Man Far From Home or is this right? I had to make sure to get the title right. Party.
Love and Other Drugs.
Oh,
Yes.
Ooh,
good pull.
good pull for Party
Oh.
J.
Thank you.
Enemy.
Yes.
Prisoners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Back-to-back villain.
Velvet Buzzsaw. That was a weird.
Yes.
Oh.
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Okay. Going last is hard because most of them are taken. I'm out.
You're out?
Again?
Get up so quickly. You got 30
15 seconds.
Going,
15 seconds.
fine.
Hey guys, are we just working backwards? Are we just all working
Yeah.
backwards? We're like
Yeah.
all like right in the last few years.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's got like tons of stuff in the 2000s.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, now you are out, party. You are. All right, Jonathan.
Donnie Darko.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Source code.
Yes.
I saw that in theaters.
Me too.
Wildlife.
Wildlife.
Is it
Very
good?
movie.
I'll
Very
miss
good.
you.
I love Wildlife. I bought Criterion.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That came out
Paul,
recently. All right. Yeah.
Paul Dano's directorial debut.
Jarhead.
Yes.
Saw that with my dad in theaters.
Southpaw.
Southpaw. Yep.
Oh.
I was too young to get Jarhead when I first saw it in theaters. I was like 13. Stronger.
Ooh.
I'm working backwards, even if you guys aren't.
I stopped working backwards.
Well, I'm sorry. We're gonna go back with this one. October Sky.
Ooh.
okay.
That's a good one. That's a
great
good one.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time.
That's not a good one. That's not a good one.
I had high hopes for that one, but
And,
yeah.
and it's a whitewash casting.
Stronger.
So, someone already said stronger.
Oh, did someone already say stronger?
Or you?
Oh,
You did.
Okja?
Okay.
No,
yes.
I said.
What
Oh,
the
I thought
heck
it was
is
a wild.
Okja?
You said
Bong
stronger.
Joon-ho. Bong Joon-ho.
Whatever. Okja.
Okay.
That's a Bong Joon-ho movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
All right.
That's you, John.
Jonathan.
The Good Girl.
All right.
City Slickers.
I was waiting for someone to say that. I was like, how have we gone the entire thing, knowing what the Schmodown is? How have we gone the entire thing without saying City Slickers? Which Kevin Spence, Spanish cancer. All right. Next. Quiz show.
Life.
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 Yeah.
What is life?
Not good.
It's all right.
Bubble Boy.
Yes.
Comedy Central mainstay.
We not said Zodiac yet?
Which one?
No,
Zodiac?
we haven't.
No,
Zodiac.
no one said Zodiac yet. So there you go.
I didn't say because, like I said, I'm working backwards. Sisters Brothers.
Oh, nice pull right there, man.
Another good movie. I
I
love
did
that.
not
movie.
like that one as much. I kind of got bored of that.
I did. I was on its wavelength.
Mm,
The Day After Tomorrow.
yes.
Nocturnal Animals.
Yes.
The next one.
That was also on my wavelength. I think that one of my favorite things of Sisters Brothers, Tiny Little Note, was John C. Reilly discovering how to brush his teeth. Anyways, Demolition.
Yes.
Proof.
Proof. Yes.
End of Watch.
Yes.
Oh!
All right, so here's one that the original title was nailed. David O. Russell took his name off of the project, and it was edited into like some sort of a thing where no one liked it, and they ran out of money halfway through filming, so it's not a real full movie, but it was theatrically released. It's called Accidental Love.
Okay, hold on a second. Yep, it's here. Yep, 2015.
Okay.
Everest.
Yes.
Brothers.
Yes.
Still going with my
There's
trying to go in
one which
order.
y'all have not seen said.
Rendition.
Which one?
Y'all missed
Rendition.
that one.
Rendition.
Sorry, quiz show. Just quiz show.
Rendition.
Okay, because I hear everybody all at once. All right, yeah, rendition.
Yeah.
Um,
We got a fun one.
Moonlight Mile.
Moonlight Mile, was he? Yep, all right, yep, that's him.
Jiminy Glick and Lala Wood.
What?
I remember
Is that
I
real?
remember that. Yeah, it's a Martin Short movie.
Martin Short movie. Like he cameos as himself. Really, it's
So many people cameoed in that movie. That was a
Really?
weird. When I saw that movie, we rented it from Blockbuster. I had it didn't click with me at all because I was too young to understand it. Did we say The Day After Tomorrow?
Yes,
Someone already
I
said
did.
it.
I did.
Okay. Shit. Did someone say Lovely and Amazing?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the Nicole Holofcener film.
Yeah, let me double check.
Holofcener.
Yep, lovely and amazing.
Okay.
There's really not many left.
No,
I mean, honestly, there's still quite a bit. Like he's
I
got
can't
a
believe
ton of
y'all
stuff.
haven't said this one movie yet.
Highway.
Highway?
Yeah.
yeah, yep, it's true.
Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He was in that. All right.
Got another young one. Got another young Gyllenhaal movie.
Yeah.
Josh and Sam. SAM. It's like S
Yep.
period A period S.
A.A. Yeah.
I'm gonna draw a blank now. Though I don't know if I got anything else.
Here's a very, very, very early one, I believe. Did someone say A Dangerous Woman?
Don't believe so.
Nope.
Made by I forget. It's Nate. Someone who also has the name Gyllenhaal made it. Maybe it's his dad. Maybe it's a brother. I don't know.
Yeah, but we'll count that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe y'all never said this one.
There's one we're missing. Are you sure we didn't say
Yeah.
it?
Is there a big title that we're missing?
Yes, there is.
I don't
Something
know.
tells
Hold on.
me that I'm pretty sure that we said it and you just didn't hear us say it.
Yeah, because I don't know. There's no
Yeah,
big
I'm,
stuff.
'cause I'm looking at a whole bunch of these right now, and I'm like, yeah, there's very few of them left now.
I have one I can pull. I have one more I can pull, and only because you're done.
Done.
And the reason I'm pulling this one, and maybe it was already said, but Quaisha, you said something about the other Gyllenhaal directing it. Gyllenhaal also directed a movie called Homegrown that he was in as well.
That was the other one that I was thinking of.
It's
I
Jonathan
don't
Frenn, right?
I don't have anything. I'm out.
Oh,
I'm out now.
Was Jonathan out?
So
Yeah, Jonathan's out. Paul
Okay,
wins
can I
this
say the
one.
movie?
Yeah, now you can say it.
Zodiac.
We
Yeah, I
said
see
that.
he said it.
Okay,
We
good.
said it. But I'm glad that you built up to say what the movie was.
like
Apparently the killer was found.
JJ, next time, man, we're gonna wrap up now with our last one. But next time, man, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it if we do this again at some point.
Yeah, no, Partis, the killer wasn't found. They recently were able to crack some more of the code. The killer's never actually been found.
Yeah, it's done.
All right.
To me, then.
Yep.
All right, wrapping it up. All right. We haven't done an actress yet.
Is it an actress? All right, we'll do actress.
Anne Hathaway.
No.
Purple.
Let's
Fuck Anne Hathaway.
Do you like her?
I like Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway is amazing.
Fuck her and her awful, awful accent in The Witch is the worst performance she's ever given.
Those
Bye.
rats.
All right. Here we go.
I don't care about Anne.
She is a beautiful, amazing actress.
All right.
Someone
ready?
who's good once doesn't mean they're good all the time. Anyways,
That's
keep going.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock.
Aha.
And
All right.
me. All right. I'll start with me, right? Okay. I'll start with The Blind Side.
She probably has a lot of stuff. Speaking of Anne Hathaway, Ocean's 8.
Mm-hmm. While you were sleeping.
Wait, you skipped Partis.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Take it, party, take it.
Miss Congeniality.
Well, Andres, you got to keep it.
All right. While you were
Wait,
sleeping.
what did Andre say?
Too late. Yeah,
Too
you
late.
already-
It's too late. It's too late.
Wait. I said Sandra Bullock, so I'm not playing.
Yeah.
No, it's PLD's turn.
Yeah, it's me. I'm thinking. Well, I'm going to say now Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous.
And then I'll say 28 days.
Okay.
Oh,
Practical Magic.
Mm-hmm.
dang. Good ball.
And I'll just say Speed.
Should I do it?
Just do it. Just do it.
Speed 2, Cruise Control.
And I'll do this before Partis does. Minions.
Oh.
Look at this. Look at your face.
I'm so mad.
Oh boy.
I hate you so much.
There is one that
There's a bunch, though.
I'm going to be
I
shocked
have-
that he doesn't get.
Oh. Okay.
I'm dumb.
You're not
I'm not
dumb,
that
Partis.
dumb.
Stop saying that.
It's 2 a.m., so we're
It's
And
3:30. It's 3:10 a.m.
all
It's
right.
actually it's 2:11 a.m.
Andres.
All right. I'm gonna say the movie that gave us the best line of one of the best lines of the '90s. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. A Time to Kill.
Good one. Good call. Me. Gravity with Ed Harris.
Fucking
Just one movie. Oh my gosh.
What about the Lake House?
Lake
Oh.
House.
No, it's not that movie.
Shh.
Me.
Wait, you said the Lake House was Andres, right? Yep.
No, we got Partis now.
No,
No,
it's
Party's
already
out.
out. Party's
Right.
out.
Oh, Partis is out?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
I
out.
hate this.
All About Steve.
Bird Box.
Our brand is Crisis.
Okay.
Demolition Man.
Nice
Ooh,
pull
nice
there. I was
pull.
going to
That's a
say
good
that one. Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Oh, yeah.
Murder by Numbers,
Ooh.
where she takes down an evil Ryan Gosling, I believe,
Spoilers.
for that 20-year-old film. 18, whatever.
Yeah, there's two on this list, which I'm so mad I didn't remember.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's me and Quiz Show again.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
The Net with Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller is the villain. No.
I don't believe
No, he's
anyone said incredibly bad or extremely bad and incredibly awful. Extremely loud and incredibly close.
No,
Okay.
no, it is not.
I just wanted to reframe the name. I knew the name.
I know you did. Okay. Oh, Crash.
I was about to say, Best Picture winner,
Yeah, the
Crash.
best picture to Crash, right?
Yeah.
Best Original Screenplay winner, Crash.
Paul
Infamous. That is infamous. Just like my choice,
Wait,
infamous.
how is that movie bad but won an Oscar? Why is that movie bad but it won an Oscar for Best Picture?
Well, all right, we're not gonna go into that
No,
conversation.
it's time to go over that conversation. Hope Floats.
The Heat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Heat. It keeps everything in there.
While you were sleeping.
No, it was already said it.
Was it?
Yeah.
I said it.
2 If I See?
It's still on. Yes.
Okay.
2 If I See.
Did someone say Forces of Nature? One of the best weird posters of all time.
No, nobody said Forces of Nature.
Forces of Nature.
I hate that.
If you haven't seen the poster to Forces of Nature with Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck, I suggest you look at it because it's maddening.
The Vanishing.
Oh, man. The Vanishing. Oh, yeah, Vanishing.
Did someone say Premonition yet?
Nope.
Premonition.
Somebody say Prince of Egypt?
Nope. That was the one movie I thought Pardis was going to pick, to be honest.
No, there was this other movie which I'm
Proposal?
I'm beating myself up for that movie.
Man.
I am beating myself up for not saying that.
I don't see you beating yourself up. I see you
On the
sitting there not
inside.
beating.
Love
Fine.
Potion number 9.
Let's do it.
I
Let's
love
pull
the
up some
movie.
Fight Club.
What?
Paul, did you say something?
Love Potion number 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Ooh, there is one big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like blanking out here. Shit.
I am too. To be honest with you.
I said Forces of Nature.
5.
You said 2 If I See, right?
2.
Yeah.
You said A View to a Kill.
0. That's it.
I'm out.
That's it.
I'm out.
The only one I had left in my back pocket was, I don't know if anybody said Gun Shy.
Nope.
I was
Nobody
on
said
that.
yes. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So,
What were
I'm
the big
missing
ones?
The Heat. With
I
no,
said
someone
that.
said the
Melissa
Okay, so
McCarthy.
the ones
said
left. The ones left. Hangman. When the part
2 weeks notice. God damn it.
that was it. Yeah, that was the when the
I
party's
had it in my
over.
head and I forgot it.
When the party's over, the thing called love.
I remember that one.
Fire on the Amazon. Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. That's a direct video. So now, In Love and War.
Oh yeah.
Did someone
Yeah,
say
2
Speed
weeks.
2 Cruise Control? Yes.
Yes.
Should we have repeated Speed 2 Cruise Control? Yes.
2 weeks notice.
Yep. That was the one we were just thinking about. Yep.
Lover Boy.
Someone said that, I think.
Yeah, I thought someone said that.
Nope.
Otherwise, I was going to go for it. Oh,
Nope.
God damn it.
And that was it.
Oh, all right.
All
Well,
right.
That's it. We're going to wrap up now, guys. Thanks very much for showing up. Thanks for talking about our movies before. Thanks for playing the game with us. We'll try this again. Hopefully, everybody had a good time and people in the chat liked it. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll do it again next time. Quick show. Where can the folks find you?
Well, in my apartment because I'm quarantined. No, you can find me at my Twitter handle, which is at GEOFF1106. My name on Twitter is Jeff Who Lives at Home, a reference to the 2012 Duplass Brothers film, Jeff Who Lives at Home.
Yep. Starring Jason Segel, right?
And Ed Helms. Yes.
Yes.
Not the right ad, but okay.
I'm also currently on Brandon Buck's channel. We do play-alongs and reactions. We're obviously in a bit of a hiatus because nothing's going on, but we are working on something, and we hope
That's
to
not
bring
true.
it to you
Over the
soon.
box reaction.
Well, yeah, we also did, yeah, but I was just mentioning we do reactions. I didn't explain exactly what. Yeah, and we're working on something, and we hope to have it. Yeah, it's hey. Beforehand, can you please pull up that poster, PLD?
Yeah. Off the
Just Jonathan, you've seen the poster, right?
Yes. I have seen the poster.
Andres, have you seen the poster?
No, I haven't actually.
All right, let's see this.
Pardis, have you? Yes, I have.
I know. No, you nodded your head, so I knew not to ask because you already said yes.
I'll open it up. Where is it? Keep a good one, good image of it. How can I do it? Fuck it, I'll just do this. All right.
All right, so that's the poster.
Oy.
It is just. It is like, all right, hold on. If you see how his body is he leaning back? Is he like a rubber man and he's just kind of rolling back? What is she doing? How is this happening? Like, what is going on with them? Does he notice that he's leaning back this way?
The one with the pink background.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but that's the theatrical poster.
Yeah, they have the same image, but they have it in different colors. But their position is the same in all the posters. They don't have any variants on their positioning. They're all in this weird thing where it doesn't make sense from a physical standpoint of how their bodies are moving. Yeah, all right, so look where his hips are down to his legs. All I can tell you is that based on this poster, Ben Affleck is really good at limbo.
It's awful. It is quite awful. So
it's
Oh my god!
All right,
is it worse than the movie though? I mean,
I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen the poster. I can only imagine.
Let's see that.
It's
if I could survive Christmas like Ben Affleck can, I can survive Forces of Nature.
Okay, Party J, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Party1Kenobi and on Instagram, Pardis Jesse Dawson.
Nice.
Is Party One Kenobi your Twitter handle, or is that just the name you have on there?
Twitter handle.
Okay, just making sure.
Jonathan.
Twitter handle.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as. Oh,
go ahead.
Are you Jonathan?
Go ahead.
I thought you said Andres. I'm sorry.
I didn't think so.
No, actually, Andres was going to say it, so go ahead.
Oh, goodness. I thought we were just going in order.
Andres is going to introduce where you can find Jonathan.
Well, where we can all find Jonathan at today is.
All right, Jonathan, say it.
Why am I in Andres' place? Okay. Okay, you can find me on all social media accounts at JohnCaro4, JONCARO4. Twitter, Instagram, and I also have a letterboxd at CineCaro, CINE_CARO, and I'm also on the YouTubes. I also play some in some fan league matches. There is one that will really be released, I believe, actually today, since it's 2 a.m. right now. So
3:22.
Yeah, so I'll be on the lookout for that one.
Sweet. Now, Andres, where can I find you?
Jonathan, you're going to introduce where you can find Andres.
He was in my closet this whole time.
That's a pretty big closet.
I know.
Like the Robert Brothers, I'll just keep coming out.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Galagos. You can also find me on twitch.tv as Galagos209. I do a couple of streams every now and again. I'm recently just going to start gearing back up for that. So, that's all good. I'm also on High Voltage Media's YouTube channel. We do a lot of retrospectives on video games and movies and TV shows and a lot of other stuff. We're gearing up to do Resident Evil 4 as our next retrospective, so that's going to be a good one. So, yeah, you can follow us and check us out at High Voltage Media on YouTube.
And a Schmodown as well.
This you? This you?
Yes, that's me.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's me. We're with the solid snake logo.
Followed it.
I can find me
the Schmodown.
The Schmodown.
Yeah, of course the Schmodown as well, too, but depending on how the draft goes, you know.
I just realized I fucking had the spoilers banner up this entire time. That's right. Find me at Paul Square Deduzi on Twitter. You can find me on Call to Action, where I talk Schmodown on a bunch of Shield action. And hi. And Call to Action. You can find me on this channel whenever I do stuff, which is irregularly, but we'll be hopefully getting more regular. Find me at Action Industries I produce for Ben and Drew on the weekend shows. Also do a show called Class Action on that show on that channel as well. Finally, coming up next on the SEN Network, where I produce for Brad and Jen. We have a show going to be this weekend. It's going to be a pre-tape because we're not going to be around for New Year's Eve, but we'll get something up to you. It should be a fun one. I think we're going to talk about the review of the year. I think we're going to bring Gucciisms back for that show, for that episode, which we enjoy doing. And yeah, that's about it for now. I think that's everything I do. I probably do something else I can't remember anymore at this point. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, thanks so much for happening here. And yes, party size hurts. I get it. We're all here. It's all do the same thing. I love you guys. Like, subscribe. Anything, you let me know. Anything you want to see on this channel, let me know, and I'll get back to you. All right. Salute you guys.
Mm-hmm.